The Wild Wild West.
We're live. Jared Klickstein, what the fuck's up, dude?
Thank you for having me. Total honor.
Dude, thanks for coming to do this.
Yeah, of course.
I was hyping your book up on the Patreon, too. I never really talked about it on the regular one, I don't think.
No, I appreciate it. It changed everything. Yeah.
Dude, that shit was unbelievable.
Thank you.
Glad you're alive. I'm glad you sent me the thing, and I'm like, all right, I started, I read a sample chapter, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking, I've always wanted, for people who don't know, you basically lived for a period on Skid Row.
Yeah.
And that's not, the whole story is like, how you got there, how you started off, blah, blah, blah. But Jesus Christ, for my perverted voyeuristic brain, I was like, I can actually get some boots on the ground account of that. Because you just drive by it and you're like, Jesus Christ. So that for me was very satisfying, which, I'm sure it's like, thanks, dickhead. I really was always curious what that was like.
Well, everyone's curious. I mean, everyone sees Skid Row. Everyone sees these homeless junkies. And one finally made it out and is can read words and write words and stuff.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
So, so I wrote it and I try to make it funny because a lot of people write these drug memoirs and they're really, like Hunter Biden's memoir is probably not funny.
No.
And
unless you're against the Bidens and you're like, ha ha.
Well, of course, yeah.
Actually, he does a good job at swaying people. I'm like, yeah, Joe Biden is a good fucking, maybe he is. I don't fucking know.
Maybe he is.
But it wasn't, it wasn't funny. Hunter's was not really
you read
funny.
it?
Yeah, I read Hunter's,
Okay.
I'm on a big autobiography kick, man. I read them all. Although I feel like, and forgive me, but I think there could have been aspects of his that might have been politically pressured to kind of paint a certain light.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he didn't write it either.
That's another big one.
Yeah, so I wrote it. And
although he was pretty productive, man. He was blasting, he was just ripping crack. He could have, yeah.
What's crazy is I was just in Boston and I went through all my personal stuff and I found all my dad's shit because my dad was a crackhead and I got taken away when I was 12 and then he just went full Hunter Biden. He got these camcorders and I have 20 hours of footage. No dicks or anything. Okay. Or not yet. I've only watched 2 hours.
What's his footage? So it's non-sex tapes. It's just him.
It's him and my mom smoking crack and being paranoid and him doing drug deals and setting up the camera on his little Ford tours because he's paranoid.
True.
And it's him filming his closet and he's the CIA has summoned a demon to live in my closet. It's really crazy.
How many hours of this footage do you have?
I have 20 tapes. Yeah.
Damn.
So that'll probably be the subject of the next book or a documentary.
Yeah, I was about to say that would be a wild doc. Yeah. Damn, maybe he was just reviewing the tapes, trying to get better at drug dealing, and be like, I could have been a little more careful right there in that parking lot. I could have.
Well, I think he was just really paranoid and was filming everything. And I think crack does make you voyeurist, or it makes you start filming for some reason. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, but this is 2001, with a camcorder.
I could see that. If you wake up and you're like, damn, last night was a movie, dude. Yeah. I got to record the next one.
And he's learning how to edit. It was editing on the camera, doing swipes and stuff. So it's him smoking crack, and then there's just a swipe of a picture of a crack pipe. He's doing iMovie shit from 2001.
So you're going to go through all that footage?
I'm going to go through all, I went through 2 hours of it already.
Damn, what was that like? That must have been kind of charged.
I mean, I know I'm laughing and I know this is a comedy podcast, but it's dark.
Yeah,
it's fucking dark.
Yeah, man. But, oh my God. Yeah, that would, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Did you submit for America's Funniest Home Videos yet?
I mean,
and your dad passed recently?
My dad passed, yeah.
Sorry
Not from crack, He cleaned up, But thank you, R.I.P. So this is a weird way to be introduced to my dad, but and I hope there's no dicks or any I'm just praying that there's no sexual stuff. But
you can.
He wasn't like that.
You can blur him for the doc.
Yeah,
that would be pretty rugged, dude.
Yeah,
it's also a. I don't know. There is something hard because it's your parents, it's your dad. So there's something heartwarming about watching it, but it is. Yeah, it's utterly twisted.
Well, what's really fucked up is I remember them on drugs. So seeing them on drugs is heartwarming.
Yeah,
which
that makes
is fucked
sense.
up.
Yeah, it's very fucked up.
But it's good footage.
That would be a pretty stellar doc.
Yeah, HBO, if you're listening,
Yeah, and if there's any part of you that's is it right? It's dude, I always say yes.
Yeah,
they owe it to you.
Yeah,
if he recorded the crack footage, don't waste it. Be should I really put them out there like that? I would say yes. Not in a bad way, but it's it's your story to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was doing that and my kids had all that footage, I'd be like, yeah, dude, fuck it. You can do anything with this, please.
No, and it shows them in a pretty good light. I mean, they're good. They were good people, you know. So they're having conversations and talking about cool shit, and and like, you know, dragons living in the closet and all that. So, so it is funny. It is dark, but, you know, unfortunately that's all the footage I have of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, most people don't have any. I have no videos really of my parents. So
I know you don't really think about that. So fortunately they were crackheads and got really into camcorders.
that's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah.
I might hire a camera crew, a full-time camera crew of my parents now. Catch their just catch their remaining year, just turn their whole life into a reality show against their will.
Yeah. No, I filmed my dad like right before he died. He like told a story because he did Yo-Yo Ma's kitchen and like all his finished carpentry or like finished cabinetry and all that. And he was like stealing Oxycontin from Yo-Yo Ma.
Who's Yo-Yo Ma?
He was a celloist.
Yeah. Who was on Oxys?
I think he like is a legitimate guy that got like a back surgery or something.
I believe that.
But my dad did not, you know, he was just stealing it.
Doing his kitchen.
Yeah. So he told the story. It was pretty funny.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
How'd the kitchen turn out?
Really good. My dad was a great carpenter. He did John Kerry's desk and office, and John Kerry tried to not pay him.
What?
Yeah,
Senator John Kerry?
Senator John Kerry has it. Yeah, apparently he had an issue with paying people.
What?
Yeah, they wrote about it in the Boston Globe. Yeah.
Damn. I never heard. You heard it here first, dude. Boston Globe wrote the story, but heard it here second, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he tried to how much did he try to stiff your dad for?
Oh, I don't know how much, but my dad went. You know, he was like a senator in Boston, and then I guess he went to D.C. at some point, and my dad went down to D.C. and like did his office down there.
Got you.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Thanks, dickhead."
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks. So that was like your whole start was just you grew up just. It was kind of nuts, or like I remember you described it as like it was nuts, but as a little kid you would just watch your parents just kind of off the rails and be like, "Man, they're just they're a little stressed." Like you eventually learned. There's a funny part of that book was like I thought they were smoking weed, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude!"
Well, that's what's cool about the like the tapes that I have because my dad would make his own crack pipes, and they look like little like bongs, you know. So I would just find these bongs, and I just thought my parents were smoking weed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I saw Half Baked came out, and I was like, oh, my parents are just, you know, they just weigh 90 pounds and they smoke weed.
They must not be getting the munchies enough. Yeah, that is pretty. There was parts of that book literally I would just start crying. I brought it to Denver with me. I read it I started reading it on the plane. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's so like engrossing.
Yeah.
You get so engrossed in it, and then I would get back from shows and just read it for like hours, and I ripped through it in like pretty much a weekend.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I mean, I'm not like, obviously I've like have holes in my brain and I've like killed a lot of brain cells. So it's an easy read. You know, I'm not Shakespeare or anything, but but I appreciate
no old English in there at all.
No old
English. It's relieving. Yeah.
But I'm sure you get hit up by a lot of people with like, here's a picture I drew or whatever. Here's a book I wrote. You know, thank you for reading it.
Dude, it was awesome.
Thank you.
It was genuinely really and then and you've been on Fox, I think, a couple times, or maybe what else? You've been on the news.
Yeah.
And you're like giving like the takes on like homelessness, which I thought that was kind of cool too. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because you came out of that. I'm sure people would love to have you like, see, we need more funds. And you're like, actually.
Well, Fox loves me because if any opportunity to shit on California, like they'll take you on. So they took me on like immediately. And I'm like pretty apolitical, but and everyone was like, don't go on Fox. Like, it's going to fuck your life up. Fuck Fox and all that. And I was like, no, I'm going to go on Fox.
Yeah, why
and
not?
I did it, and it got me a book deal. And it actually reunited me with my aunt and uncle.
That's pretty cool.
Because they thought I was just still a crackhead.
What?
You know, like
that must
5 years
be nuts.
sober. So they saw me on the news.
I saw you on the Winners Network, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude, he's fucking winning right now.
Yeah. Well, they don't, actually, they're kind of like, they don't like Fox. But like a relative was like, yo, Jared's on Fox. And they saw me and they're like, oh shit, he's probably not smoking crack.
Yeah, they have to watch it and be like, huh.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. I mean, it is that was a cool thing you did in the book where it's like, you know, here's my story. And then it's like, by the way, and I think you did this pretty good where it wasn't like, because you could have like went full court press, like, here's my takes on policy, blah, blah, blah. It would just get like tossed in, peppered in. You'd be like, yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Your whole idea is that like, definitely we should help homeless people, but like, let's kind of build accountability in there if you're just kind of like putting people up for free or just like showering people in resources and not dealing with the inner issue.
Yeah.
You're killing them because they're just going to keep getting high and die.
Yeah, it's like a house is burning down and like instead of spraying it with water, you're like, here's like medicine to like deal with your burns.
Yeah.
You know, like we have to kind of address the key, like the foundational issue of addiction. And listen, there's a lot of homeless people that aren't addicted. Obviously, you know, some of them are just mentally ill.
Yeah.
Permanently. A lot of those people that are mentally ill, like I was mentally ill. Like I was screaming in like a McDonald's dining area. Like, you know, I was like yelling at people and throwing shit.
That feel good?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get up.
It kind of does, because when you're home, it's crazy because when you become homeless, you're like, I'm like jaywalking. It like starts with jaywalking. And then you're like, I'm going to like deliberately walk in front of cars.
Yeah, dude, I always wondered about that. So you start being like, fuck these cars, I'm going.
And then you're like, I'm going to litter. And then you're like, I'm going to like knock over a trash can. And it just like escalates. And it's like, I'm going to throw shit at people in a McDonald's. Whoa. And then it's like, I'm going to rob people.
Yeah. Then you know, I might as well put all this energy to good use.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it does escalate. Because going to jail is like, it's basically like a sleepover. It's like, oh shit, I get to like chill for like 3 days. So going to jail is like not a punishment. It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna get a pillow and like a shower.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'll throw shit at people.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna fuck this lady up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a guy recently. Whatchamacallit? Jesus Christ, I'm blanking on where I was. This is bad. I was in Portland, Oregon, and they have a lot of homeless people there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This weekend, and there was this guy. I was me and Nate Marshall were walking, and this guy, he was kind of drunk. He was like, "Oh, what are you guys, homies?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, we are." And I was like, "Maybe he's just being friendly." I couldn't really tell. And then I come back, and he was just getting in homeless people's faces and being like, "What's up, dude?" And like shoulder bumping him. I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna get fucking stabbed, dude." I was waiting for it. I'm like, "Please, fucking bash this guy's head in with it." That was the thing too. Like I didn't realize how hard everyone was rumbling in this. I mean, obviously, I knew there's like bad stuff going on, but you're saying like you'd sleep with like a pipe between your legs. People would come in your setup, and you got to just fucking. Yeah, that shit. I was like, I mean, it makes sense, obviously, but I was always like, I think people are maybe just chilling, a little more peaceful.
No, people are pretty angry.
Yeah,
because you have nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, you're willing to lose your life because your life isn't worth that much. So, and I'm like, you know, I'm like not big. I'm like a white guy. I like look, you know, I look the way I look, but you know, I looked like I was like 16 until I was like 30.
Yeah.
You know, so I looked like a kid. And,
same. And then I looked like I was 75 very fast. I skipped like three decades of aging. And now I went from like looking like I was like 27 to looking like I was like 55.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to hitting that relatively soon. But yeah, so like I looked like a bitch basically. I mean, I'm not hard, you know, so yeah, people tried to fuck with me. And like, you know, being white on Skid Row is unlike everything else in life, it's a detriment.
Yeah, true.
So you know, it wasn't that cool. But people were almost like flabbergasted. They're like, "What is this like suburban white boy?" They were like kind of respected it.
Yeah,
they were like, "Holy fuck, man! This like clean cut white kid is like doing it on Skid Row." So
and it was probably came in handy. Like I was reading that, like that's kind of nice when you're able to like use your kind of appearance too. It just helped you.
Yeah, like I went to college, I can talk. So like people were like, "Oh shit, we could keep this kid around and like." Talk to the police for us or whatever. And I was really good at stealing because of it. Yeah. You know, if you're like a Mexican guy with tattoos all over your face, it's not easy to like go steal shit.
Yeah. Trying to lift toothpaste is not easy.
Yeah, yeah. At least 10 years ago.
True. Yeah, now it's all locked up, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So that kind of fucked everything up. Like I was doing it back in the day when they weren't locking everything up and I was like pretty good. I had like a pretty good system and I made more money than I do now. Like working a job.
Yeah, you were saying when you were shoplifting, it was a couple thousand like a day pretty much?
No, like a couple thousand a week untaxed.
Sorry. Yeah.
You know?
Sweet.
So like the same that you would make it like a job now.
Same, it's a shame you missed the self-checkout.
I know.
I had no excuse. I was of a relatively sober mind and I pillaged those things pretty hard in the beginning. Yeah. And it wasn't even for like a lust for stuff. I was just kind of like, it was more of like a game where I'd be like, is anyone here actually paying attention to this? Yeah, and it turned out no, not really at all.
No,
but yeah, I've since obviously given that up. But the yeah, I remember that part of the book where you had a guy who would serve as decoy, and then you would just slip in through the side and just because he was, I guess everyone was like, oh, this motherfucker is going to come in here and steal, and you could just clean out and move.
Yeah, yeah, Richie. I mean, his real name was Ryden. I'll just say it, I guess. But yeah, Ryden was like known across LA County as like a top shoplifter. So. He'd go in first. All the staff would be like, fucking Ryden's here. They would like, you know, they'd like all huddle around Ryden and I'd sneak in with 2 like Trader Joe's like permanent shopping bags tucked in my pants and just like dump shit into my bags.
Damn, then you'd probably be looking pretty hippie when you went out there though.
I know. I looked like a good Samaritan just shopping.
Wait, so you had them in your pants and you popped them out?
Popped them out.
And then carried?
Yeah, just carried 2 bags. And I linked up with this like, what do you call it? Like a fence. And I got him to start buying makeup. So I just like pour makeup into my bag and he'd give me like $2.75 per little eyelash thing or whatever. And yeah, I just started making a ton of money.
Damn.
And still going to sleep every night with $0.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That was the craziest thing. So for you, it was like, and again, in the book you kind of detail, but you start out, it's pretty like regular kind of stuff. But in terms of the drug use, it wasn't so much of like, oh, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. You just describe having this just like constant feeling of like, this is wrong, shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Then it was like, I need to stay drunk all the time. And it was the thing you talk about, I really like, is just how like the kind of the mental gymnastics of like, look, here's my line. I'm good on this side of the line. If I cross this line, then it's a problem. Then you cross the line, you're like, look, no, the line's over here. And if I cross over here, then I'm fucked. Then eventually it's like, God damn it.
Yeah. There's just constant, and obviously the end line is like, I'm gonna have sex with a guy for money. That's like the last line. And fortunately, I did not cross that line. I know people don't believe that, but
why? Why do people not believe that? What the fuck, dude?
It's just all my high school friends are like, we know you did it. And I swear I didn't. I mean, one time I let a guy tickle my feet for $100.
Who wouldn't, dude? That's fair.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, that's fair.
And he actually was like a kind of a camcorder guy, so like he filmed it.
Oh,
and
no.
I've hit him up on Gmail. This was like 2011, so I've recently hit him up on Gmail, and I'm like, yo, I know you've tickled a lot of feet, but like, do you remember me? Like, I'd like to see that footage. And he's like,
I'll give you $100. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, what size foot were you? Like, I got to remember. And he's like, I don't know, man, I've tickled too many feet. But he like tied me up in a bed, like with those like, those like kinky tie up things that have like quick release. It's like Safe Play or whatever.
I could imagine.
Yeah. So like, it was like kind
Me
of
and my
like,
wife, no, there's no Safe Play. No.
But he was cool. He went to UC Berkeley. He was like a small Asian man.
Nice.
We talked UC, I went to UC Santa Cruz, so we had our little rivalry. We talked school, and then he tickled me.
What was his deal? Was he kind of like
Just a sexual pervert?
He was just a sexual pervert. He was
Yeah.
kind of otherwise just chilling, normal job. He's like, I'm gonna tickle these guys.
Oh yeah, I think he had like a good job, but he was just like, I'm really into tickling. I'm really into tickling feet specifically, and I was like, well, I'm like a meth head, so my feet do not look good, And I was like, can I keep socks on? And he was like, no, you got to take the socks off. So I took the socks off, and he was like, put the socks back on.
Your feet were thrashed.
And then he was like tickling my feet, and he was like, and I wasn't like, eventually you stop laughing, it stops becoming ticklish, and he was like, you have to, like, that's how you get paid, like you have to laugh. So that was weird.
You had to fake it?
I had to fake it.
Oh,
I faked it. Yeah. So that was really like and that was pretty innocent, honestly. So I crossed way worse lines in terms of like, damage I did to other people and things like that I don't feel good about. But generally, I had a pretty good time. I started out as a heroin addict, and that was pretty manageable and boring. You just kind of get sleepy. But then I moved to methamphetamine, and that's when things kind of
the way you did that was kind of cool. It wasn't a bad idea, but like how you're saying you were delivering heroin for a guy, and they basically forced you like, bro, I know you're gonna be nodding out and shit. Hit some meth, get out there.
Yeah. I kind of worked for this guy that was like working under the cartel, and he would pay me to deliver heroin. And heroin addicts, as you see outside, they're sleepy. They're pretty sleepy. So he was like, I can't trust that you drive and do heroin, you're going to crash, you're going to get arrested. So you actually, as a prerequisite for the job, you have to start doing meth. And that was a line, and I was like, well, it's part of my job details. Like, obviously I'm going to do that.
Being responsible.
Yeah. And in meth, I like fell in love with meth. Yeah, I'm a company man. And I started doing meth, and that, like, I went from like a homeless student, a drug addict student, like pretty manageable, had a girlfriend, all that, like, to like within 3 weeks, like screaming at people, homeless, like lost my place to live, dropped out of school, crashed my car, lost the car. Yeah, meth like really quickly took me down, and
that kind of sent you into orbit, basically.
Yeah, and I like lost my mind, and there's a lot of fun to be had like in meth psychosis and all that, but it does become pretty unmanageable, and eventually I used crack cocaine to quit meth, so I kind of fell in love with crack.
Because that got you off the meth, And I've heard vice versa. I've heard of people using meth to get off the crack.
A lot of people actually do that. Yeah, so if you go to Skid Row, it's like full of like OG crackheads that switch to meth.
And they're kind of like, are they tame or are they kind of out of it?
Well, meth is cheaper, but I think meth is like, you can stay up for 6 days on meth and like really start doing some damage, like, really thinking that you're talking to demons and all that. And you get into this like really dark psychosis, whereas crack is very simple. It's just like you it's like you're just paranoid about the police. So like it actually, and it's very like short. It's like short bursts of this paranoia that's actually pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like you smoke crack and you think like the FBI is after you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's better than demons. I'd rather keep it to this realm.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
open myself up to like, you know, interdimensional fucking beings and shit.
And you like tell yourself you're like, I'm going to smoke this crack. Like, obviously the CIA is not after me. Obviously the FBI is not after me. Like I'm just I'm a homeless crackhead. And then every single time then you smoke crack and you're like immediately hiding behind a dumpster and you're like, there's a helicopter. And they're like, I stole some makeup. They're fucking after. I'm on like America's Most Wanted.
I'm on the bulletin board. They got my picture. Board, the fucking yarn connected me with all the other dudes. Yeah, that is kind of terrifying. It was weird too when you said you were able to like eventually with meth realize like with like, you know, when you're bugging out on weed, like none of this is real. But like I guess obviously it's way deeper, but to realize like this is just a meth delusion. And you were able to like kind of ride that out a little bit, which sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, when you first start doing it, you have a lot of auditory hallucinations, so you actually hear like your friends so you're like, holy shit, my friends are in the house, like they're in the next room. Then you start texting your friend. You know, I would text my friends and be like, yo, I hear you talking shit. You know, and they're like, I'm 100 miles away right now.
And you're like, yeah, right. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And then but the auditory hallucinations are so. They're just so insane that eventually you are like, okay, like my friends are not in the next room, my family is not in the next room, and you sort of tame the beast at that point, and then it just turns into like mental hallucinations, which are more creative and more fun.
Okay, once you get over the paranoia, you're like, actually, yeah, let's explore some of these other ideas.
Yeah. But it's a terrible drug. I don't recommend anyone. You know, it's pretty hard to like functionally use meth.
Yeah, I can
and like keep your job.
Unless you're a Nazi soldier.
Yeah, or a gay guy. Gay guys seem to be able to do it pretty well. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I used to like chill with these gay dudes in San Francisco, and they were like flight attendants and like had jobs. Yeah.
Do you think they were like microdosing, or they were blazing?
No, I think they were using meth pretty hard. Well, you use meth for like a long weekend. It works really well with jobs that are like 3 days on, 4 days off.
That makes sense. You can just crash for like 3 days.
And then they'd use GHB to like come down. And I like GHB, but they were like, do not pass out around us. They were like, someone could come in, like
they let you know.
They were like, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, true.
So I'd use GHB and be like, it's time for me to go,
I'm
guys.
out.
Yeah, like this is getting too wild in here. And
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not to sound like, you know, ridiculous. I could see that. If you're like a gay guy and you're just kind of methed up, people are like, he's a little sassy today. Sassy. It might just take your sass to the next level.
Well, they were my friends, but they were like, we have other friends that like we can't, they might come in here and who knows, you're passed out. Like who knows what happens, you know? So
fair.
They're like looking out for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, you know, partying on meth, that's like.
Yeah, if you're partying on meth with a bunch of gay guys in San Francisco, it's kind of on you.
Yeah,
if something like that happens.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree, especially if it's like if it's already like were they like into like obviously they're probably doing like the chemsex thing and all that.
Yeah, heavy into chemsex. That's basically
Can't pass out at a chemsex orgy, dude.
No,
it's
you
like,
cannot pass out.
I would say that's on you. Traditionally, I'd be like, well, you know, people should conduct themselves in a proper manner. But if you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed right now, a little sleepy. GHB's kicking my ass. I'm about to pass out, guys. You do you. I'm gonna just sleep here on my belly. Don't bother me. I'm such a pussy with substances. I took melatonin for the first time recently because I'm trying to like get my sleep, which I've had some success getting my sleep schedule under like wraps with like traveling and all this stuff. So I've started taking melatonin. I'm such a pussy with substances. Like even that 3 milligrams of melatonin, I'm like, I take it. I'm just laying there reading a book. I'm like, it's not even working. So I'm just reading. All of a sudden I like put my book down. I'm like, oh fuck, my arms are so heavy. I was like, oh no. I just curled up next to my wife, like, help me. I don't like, I was like the opposite. Like if anything goes into my body, I'm like, what's this? What's happening? What's it? You know, but I do understand you get to the point where you go, I don't give a fuck. You're just, you know, I do get that too. If things are going wrong and things are, you know, you're just like, I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I need to exit. The what?
You build a tolerance to like physically, but you also build a tolerance mentally. You're like, I want to check out. You know? So like I was like, by the end I was shooting heroin, cocaine, and Klonopin at the same time.
Damn.
Which is, I don't even know if shooting Klonopin works, but I was shooting Klonopin.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it got into your bloodstream.
I think so, yeah. It like, what do you call it? It like, it makes the heroin act heavier, you know, because you get such a high tolerance to heroin. And like the problem with heroin is like, you get really addicted to heroin to the point where your life gets really shitty and then you want to kill yourself, but it's like a catch-22 because like now you've become too physically addicted that it's hard to overdose on heroin to kill yourself, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So that change, obviously with fentanyl, that's different.
Yeah.
You can kill yourself pretty easily with fentanyl.
Yeah. So you got out of it before like the big shit with like the, what's that shit called? Trank with like the big wounds. Have you seen that?
Yeah. I mean, I last got high in 2018 and I was, right when fentanyl really started hitting, but I was in Florida at one point and fentanyl sort of hit Florida first. So I have shot fentanyl. I don't like it. You know, I died, you know, I overdosed in some guy's car and he like took me to the hospital and like took everything out of my pockets and like dragged me out of his car and left me.
Jerk.
But they, you know, they Narcan me and they were like, yeah, man, you were doing fentanyl. And I was like, I didn't even know what fentanyl was.
Yeesh.
And they told me. So then obviously I was like, I'm never doing that again. And then like 2 days later, I was like, I'm going to do that again. And fentanyl is...
So you died? You clinically...
I died. I died for like 4 minutes.
Dude,
yeah.
I have a friend who did that. He died like 3 times.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy because you're like dead and then they Narcan you and you feel like you're underwater and someone's like pulling you up from the ocean. You're like at the bottom of the ocean. You can't breathe. You're like trying to breathe. And then they like pull you out, then you just pop out of the ocean and then you're just in a hospital and people are like looking at you.
And I heard you're pretty agitated too, because like
you
it
are
all
pissed.
wears off.
It
right
all
away.
wears off. You're fucking pissed, and they like don't want to help you because I'm like, can I use a phone? The guy took my phone. They're like, can you use a phone? Like, get the fuck
you're
out
right
of
on the beat. You're like, bro, I need to talk to my boy. He owes me $40. You're like, lay down, dude. You're dead.
Yes, and they cut my shirt open, so I had like they like let me go with a gown in Miami, and I was just like walking around Miami with a gown and like no phone. And I called my dad. I finally called my dad, and he was just like, man, you got to go to jail. Like jail would help you right now.
Yeah.
You know.
So what'd you do?
I think I just called some other people and eventually, you know, I got picked up, but I just kept using fentanyl, but fentanyl is like very debilitating. Like, you know, I would do fentanyl and like, I had like a 2-week run on fentanyl and I'd like, you do fentanyl and you just wake up 12 hours later in like a different neighborhood and, you know, it's really fucked up. Whereas heroin, you can like I used to do construction on heroin. Like you can maintain it. I used like operating heavy machinery and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas with fentanyl, I couldn't even make it back to my halfway house. So like the one rule at my halfway house was like, you just have to show up before midnight and you don't get kicked out. And I got kicked out. Like I couldn't even drive a car. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've worked with guys on heroin before. It's not like ideal, obviously, but you know,
it's not ideal,
they can get the job done.
Yeah, my dad did it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he did fine until he started smoking crack, and then you know, crack is a different beast.
Yeah, that's what this guy, I would ride around with him all the time in his truck, and he would try to literally like get me to do heroin. He'd be like, bro, you gotta. And my other friend explained it to me that it's really one of those things where when you start doing heroin, you start to evangelize it because you want people underneath you, so then you can start selling to them. Yeah, we worked together all the time. He'd be like, bro, man, you'd be having such a fun time. And I'm like, it's like noon. He's just sweating profusely driving around. I'm like, man, I think I'm right. He's like, dude, you can eat. Like, you're not going to lose your appetite. You'll just party. You'll have it. It'll be awesome. I'm like, and meanwhile, I like literally picked him up from his house or like met him at his house. He was actually the one driving, which is funny enough. But it was just like him, his babes just on a mattress on the ground. He was just like, she was active in the family business, obviously. She was just like selling herself. Yeah. So all this stuff's being proposed to me. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, it's a good time. I was like, I'm good, man.
I mean, it is a good time when you're on heroin.
Yeah.
And then you wake, and then the heroin wears off, and it's like the worst time.
Yeah, true.
You know? And then your life becomes this every day. It's like you do heroin, and you're like, I have 12 hours until I'm having diarrhea, and like really sick from heroin. So like,
that's not far off.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like this.
Must be putting heroin on the food in the airport. Yeah. I think I have the same thing. I think I might be dosing me right now.
But it's like a full-time job, and it's just it's actually kind of cool because you like have this one singular goal.
Yeah.
And it's like I just have to like steal shit and get heroin, and then it's like I have to steal shit and get heroin again, and then the next thing you know, like 6 months have passed, and
whoa,
you know, the second something doesn't link up, and you like, you know, you show up at the CVS and someone already stole all the shit. And you're getting dope sick and everything. Because once you get too far into dope sickness, you're too dope sick to hustle up money. And it's like this, it's a crazy like treadmill that you have to just run every day.
Yeah. That's why they say a lot of people who get clean do like very, very well in sales and all. Like they get clean and they hit sales jobs and they just crush it.
Yeah, that's a big thing in Florida. Like, get off heroin, start selling like scam vacations to Canadians or something.
Yeah, that was my someone I know was down there getting clean in Florida, and he was like, if you ever get a bill collector or anything, just be like, how's it going, man? You clean?
Yeah,
He
how
said
many days you got?
Yeah, how many days you got? He said a lot of people that call you up on like telemarketing or just down in Florida, like outside of rehab.
I did it. Yeah, my dad got sober in Florida, so I went out to Florida and lived in a halfway house with him, and I tried doing the sales job. I left both times at like noon.
Yeah.
I like labor. I like doing labor.
Telemarketing is crazy. I've tried my hand at it as well, and it's I can't explain. It's just the weirdest fucking job. You're just in this little thing, and like, dude, managers are listening in on your call. I would be intensely nervous, like, oh, hey, just a dude. I know there's a guy listening. I'm like, fuck.
And they give you a script, and it's like, I know how to talk. Like, let me just talk to this guy. And they're like, no, you got to read. And they're like listening on your headset, and they're like, read the fucking script. Yeah. Like, I wrote the script. Just read the script.
Scripts are so bad, dude. So how do they not know that it's like the worst possible thing?
Yeah, but there's guys that are just making like $5,000 a week doing it.
I know.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, that is. There were the office big dogs when I did like tech, cyber. I don't know what it was. It was like selling like servers and shit. Yeah. And there were guys that were absolutely coining it in there. Yeah. They could sit there and like hold, like out of a movie, they would like hold a ball and be like, let me tell you about the new Pentium 4. And I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. I prefer getting paid like $9 an hour and just like doing demo. Yeah. With like no one that speaks English.
Yeah, that is nice actually.
Yeah.
Holy crap, guys. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. What's something you'd love to learn? As an adult, do you make time to learn new things as often as you'd like? Or was that lost in childhood? Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening? A new language? Or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come at any age. And I agree, I think the copy's a little trite, but I do agree. I think you should always seek to expand your horizons. And again, I know guys have a big thing against it. I do think talking to someone, finding a therapist can get you out of your own personal, the limitations of your social network and maybe expose you to some ideas you would never come across. I don't know. I think it's a good idea. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. Oh my God, guys, Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. It's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco free. Lucy isn't like every other nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco. They're like the mom and pop shop of pouches. Pouches come in a variety of strengths from 4 milligrams all the way up to 12 milligrams. Lucy offers a unique variety of flavors including apple ice, wintergreen, mango, and espresso. If you're not a pouch person, Lucy gum is available in 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams, or 6 milligrams. What else do I need to say? It's fantastic. I take fucking 600 milligrams every day. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off and always free shipping. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age and every order is age verified. So if you're thinking about picking up young chicks with Lucy products, don't do it. They're only for grown-up responsible adults over the age of 18. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Oh, wow. Guys, PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. PrizePicks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and just watch the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I mean, I can't say anything more about this. I love getting in on the fantasy sports action daily with Prize Picks. Just me against the numbers. That's what I want. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code DRENCHED on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Now let's get back to the show after a quick announcement. Hey guys, really quick, I have a couple of shows coming up. I'd love to see you there. I'll be in Philly this weekend, but that's gone. Comedy Connection, East Providence, Rhode Island. That is September 12th to the September 14th. Please go. I think that'll sell out, but let's have fun there. Cleveland, Ohio. I'll be at the Hilarities Comedy Club from October 10th to October 12th. And then Boston, I'll be at the Wilbur, 10/18, one night only, 2 shows. Come on, that's poised to sell out any minute now. Any day now, really. Also, Milwaukee, I'll be at the Improv, 10/24 to 10/26. And these ones are big. Guys, please come to these ones, God damn it. Please, Washington, D.C. area, Virginia. I'll be at the Capital One Hall in Tysons, Virginia on November 15th. And then the next day, I'll be at the New York Comedy Festival, Town Hall, New York City, the state of New York, New York City, New York. That's 11/16. Guys, please come. Then I'll have a bunch of other dates coming up. Love you. Bye.
It does have like a freeing effect on the mind when you're doing that. When you're just knocking down
freeing.
Walls, carrying heavy stuff. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're tired, you lay down.
Yeah, that's what I did in Florida. Like I just did like grunt manual labor with like Cubans and Nicaraguans. And yeah, this one guy had a tool chest that said work will set you free, which is what Auschwitz said on Auschwitz. I don't think he was aware of that. But I was like, damn, work does set you free.
True.
You know? And I don't know, it sets you, I recommend if you're trying to get off opiates or drugs, like just go do manual labor. I mean, it really helped me.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
know, I don't do it anymore, but fuck. I mean, it just makes the clock spin. You're just trying to make the clock spin at first, you know.
Yeah, to get time,
Get through
yeah.
the time, yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing too I found kind of striking when you were like, you would get clean, you'd be like, all right, everything's going well, then there'd be a part of your brain where like, I'm doing heroin.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing it again. It's just a matter of time and be like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going to make it to this city. I'm not going to stop. Like, man, I'm going to stop over here.
Yeah,
That's the
crazy,
weirdest
man.
part of the whole thing when it's like, it's like a hard thing for people to wrap their head around because it's like you can have the experience of things going like as south as possible, you know, and like your immediate relationships get thrown off, all this stuff. You get clean. And the thing that sucks about addiction is that thing where you're like, I don't want to do this, but there's genuinely a part of you that's just like, you're like, "Ugh, fuck, whatever.
Yeah,
That's-
you can't control
It's hard
it,
to
man.
explain to anybody else, and it's such a weird part of ourselves that people don't really know what to do with. Like even like experts are like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you're following your own will and you're a drug addict, you are going to do heroin, whether it takes you 2 days or a week or 30 days, 5 years, like you're just going to do heroin. And you know, your life, you know, my life would get pretty good. I'd like buy like a $1,200 car and like get a little job and then be like, okay, I'm moving. You know, I drove from Florida to Oakland one time and like got my apartment set up and everything. And then I was like, I'm going to fucking stay clean. And then I hit like New Orleans and I was like, I'm going to go check out, you know, what's going on. And you're like, I wonder if like you like talk to a kid at a gas station. You're like, is there heroin here? Like just out of curiosity, you know? And then,
There better not be any heroin here, is there?
but I mean, obviously this, you know, I know this is a Catholic podcast, you know, I got spiritual, you know, so
That's good.
yeah.
I've heard that is for real the thing that really helps, man.
Yeah. And people don't want to hear that shit, but sorry, like that's what, you know, that's
Yeah.
what helped me. And it's not like it's a non-denominational thing, but like I just like had to give it up, you know, and yeah, man, I believe in God and don't want to get weird or anything about God or anything, but like, you know, I believe in something. You have to believe in something bigger than yourself is like watching over you, and you have to kind of accept. It's actually like a humility thing. It's like when I'm in charge and I make decisions, like I end up in a bathtub in Chinatown, like missing my toe or some shit,
Yeah.
and like a needle in my arm, and
Literally.
like that is where I literally end up.
Yeah.
And so I can't make decisions like so you just kind of like try to align your will with God's will and. Listen, man, I'm sitting across the table for Matt McCusker right now. And like,
Oh,
I was
dude,
literally a
that's
homeless
funny.
guy on Skid Row, you know? So like, you know,
Pretty sick,
obviously,
actually.
yeah, it's
I'm equally as pumped. I'm like, dude, it's so fucking cool. I've never got one of these guys.
no, I figure like a lot of people, you know, we see these guys, like people want to hear these guys, you know, I'm a heroin guy. Like I'm a guy like, you know, so
That
it's
is
a crazy
crazy if you think
opportunity to
about
talk
it,
to
though.
one of these
No,
people.
dude, if you were to sit there, you drive past Skid Row and you're like, oh, there's a fucking published author, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
like you don't think of it at all.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is crazy. And I do think it is regrettable that's just the taboo of our time. Religion, taboo of our time.
Yeah.
Like, back in the Victorian times, you couldn't talk about sex. You could
Yeah.
talk about religion. Now you can be like, you know, whatever.
You can be like, my daughter does OnlyFans. I'm very proud of her. You know,
or
like, but you can't talk
I
about
think their
God.
health teacher now in school actually shows their dick to the
Yeah.
class. I don't know how they do. But it's like, it's so weird. And if you bring up religion, it's like,
Yeah, you can't do it.
I do think that's how AA was founded. It was, I think the guy, Bill was the dude's
Bill,
name.
yeah, Bill.
He actually met with Carl Jung back when,
Yes.
you know, whatever. And Carl Jung was the guy who was like, bro, if you don't come up with some sort of spiritual connection or come up with some sort of a connection to, you know, a reality beyond yourself or whatever, transpersonal reality, you're doomed. It's
Yeah.
like if you hit, you know, if you're over 40, that was Carl Jung's big thing. It's like if you hit 40 and you don't come up with some worldview that doesn't have you at the absolute center of the universe, if you can somehow like shift it up to where there's actually something way beyond yourself and kind of humble yourself,
Yeah.
he's like the rest of your life will be way easier. If you don't, it's just all going to fall apart and you're going to go, oh shit.
Yeah, that's like the key for everybody. I mean, especially in the, you know, it works for drug addicts. I think it would work for everybody.
It does. I genuinely think it does.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
similar thing because I grew up Catholic, and you know it was like you get out and you're like, church is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not the real body of Christ. They figured it out, and, you know, and you know all of a sudden your life starts to fall apart, and like, you know, it can be bigger or lesser ways, and you're like, same thing. You're like, I've been in charge of the program here. Results are less than spectacular.
Yeah.
Let me try to reorient myself, as you know, because it reorients you more towards like service rather than like trying to self-aggrandize and blah blah blah. And right now I'm doing a project where I'm just studying a bunch of autobiographies, and I'm trying to figure out like if there is, I guess I don't know what to call it. I guess it would be like circumstantial proof or whatever, just like anecdotal of like worldviews where it's like, you know, me at the center of the world. They call it, it's like express self is like a type of value system where it's like, I get what I want at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you know, I'm the boss. And there's a lot of people, that's the value system. And then there's the sacrifice self value system, which is like, there's something greater than me. I have to live by, you know, some sort of rules that I don't necessarily set. And I'm trying to like look at all these autobiographies and try to see like, all right, who lives as like more of an express self type? Who lives as a sacrifice self? And then after reading hopefully like 50 or 100 autobiographies, being like, all right, here's how these ended up basically. And everyone probably has like a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of crazy how that is the thing where it's like, I don't want to get weird, but I believe in God. And it's like, it's not that weird. People have been doing it since the beginning of like human consciousness.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying, people get worried too. It's like, oh man, like, you know, I don't want to come off as like a religious nut. Cause it is, I get it. People can really hammer that home to the point where it's like, all right, but yeah, I'm glad for you. I think that's a good thing. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to monetize, where it's like, well, you know, it's easier to set up like, well, we got to figure out with like pills, this, that, and this. It's like, well, you can also have a spiritual experience. And they're like, all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying it's like a big conspiracy, but like,
Well,
it's just
it's
an unfortunate thing of our time when it's such a simple, so I mean, it's not a simple solution, obviously, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I think it's regrettable that people are so like, oh, when you're, you know, I can say it's like one of those things that can help your life so tremendously if you find something, you know, tailored for yourself. You don't have to like sever off your rational mind. You just have to like, you know, maybe pluck a little chunk out of it.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep the rest.
And it like, you know, it gives you community. It gives you a sense of like there's a bigger thing going on than just what's in my head and like what I think this person thinks about me at the office. And like, you know, drug addicts are the most like self-obsessive, selfish people, really. I mean, I know that sounds, you know, that's not like a kind thing to say about these people that are out on the streets, but like I was out on the streets and like all you give a fuck about is yourself. And whenever I only give a fuck about myself, I end up laying in the gutter. I mean, that's just what happens. So like, and I know that's really hard to say as a guy that like, I literally wrote a book about my life, like how self-obsessive could you get? I mean, that's as self-obsessive as you can get, really. But
only great men write autobiographies, dude. Don't.
Yeah, but you know, if you read the book, it's basically me writing about how retarded I am. Yeah, so it's like, sure, it's about me, but it's about how much of a piece of shit I am, really. So hopefully that like, there's a sense of humility around it, you know.
No, I think you did a great job. And it really is. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, whether it's drug addiction or just like, you know, say you're not addicted to drugs, that same line of thought is just not as pronounced, because it's like if you're addicted to heroin and meth, it's like, yeah, you're crashing your car, you're going to jail. So like everyone's easily like, yep, you're fucking up. But if you're running like a similar, you know, I think most people are very, very it's just the way we're designed. It's not like a you know, value or like a character flaw. It's just the way we're kind of designed that I think kind of slowly erodes through a series of repeated and larger failures in life, where it's like, you know, say you're like, I didn't do like heroin or meth or anything, but I've had definitely decisions blow up in my face that weren't like my whole family, like, God damn, that guy needs to go away for a while. But it was enough to be like, for me to be like, well, that fucking all went up in smoke. And you're like, God damn it. And you're like, you know, because there's that big master of the universe syndrome where you're like, I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like when I would like sell weed and all this stuff, I would be like smoking weed all day, driving around with like 30 pounds of weed in my trunk. Like, dude, I'm the master of the fucking, and just like a bunch of my relationships fell apart. And I was like, I'm kind of a fucking loser. I thought I was a man.
Yeah.
So that can happen, man, when you're just kind of like, dude, I don't have to listen to anybody. I don't have to do anything anyone says. And it's like, when you're young, it's very intoxicating to be in that. And then you're like, oh, there's this whole other part of life that has to go. And like, you know, even if you don't want a family, it's like being involved in your community, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If you get kind of like self-insulated, it's easy to have like the wheels come off. And it is a funny thing when you're like, I'm the boss here. And it's just like your life just dilapidates and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. And every problem like, this is a big thing. Like, you know, the guy that's like 45 that just like fucks his life up every year, and it's always like someone else's fault.
Yeah.
So like, that's a big thing about addiction, and where it's like you're just constantly blaming everyone. You're at the center of the universe and you're just blaming everyone around you for like all your problems. So like, that's another thing with spirituality is like, I don't know, it just helped me like take like almost like an overhead view of my life and just be like, hold on, you're like the common denominator of all this shit. Like potentially you are the cause of these problems. Like you are responsible for these problems. And when you kind of like are like, okay, well, it just goes back to like, okay, well then I'm not running the show. I'm going to let someone else run the show. And like, you know, since I was like a laborer on and off, you know, either I was homeless or I was like in a halfway house doing like construction for $9 an hour. And, you know, the second I kind of like started changing my life and living this way and having some faith, you know, like I have a career, I have my family back, I'm fucking doing a podcast. Like, I mean, it just, you know, life really just starts to take off. And right when I finally admitted, like, you are the piece of shit that is causing all these problems, and like you have to have like a complete psychic change. And you know, I don't think, you know, a lot of people that are hardcore drug addicts, like if they don't have that psychic change, like it's not really if, it's like, when are you going to go back to that life?
Yeah.
You know, you got to change.
The blame's a big one. I've noticed that with people where they're like, dude, he's a fucking, and you're like, that's your problem right now? This dude's being a dickhead to you? Like, I could name 25 other things, dude. Yeah.
Or like blaming the police. Like I was so pissed at the police set me up. I sold drugs to an undercover cop, and like I got a felony, and like I had to go to jail, and it like kind of fucked like the next couple of years of my life up. And I was so fucking pissed at the police. And then I got sober and I like kind of changed everything. And I was like, you sold drugs to you stole Tylenol from a CVS, said they were Norcos, sold them to a cop. Yeah. Like, you're retarded. You shouldn't have done that.
Kind of bunky. I always thought if you sell fake drugs, you don't get in as much trouble though.
I think probably, but I was like, I was like, get me out of here. Like, I'll plead anything. Like, just get me out of here. And like, I had a public defender that was probably on methadone, and he was like, yo, you're fucked, man. Like, because like a lot of people, like drug addicts that have like rich family or like family that will support them, like we'll get them that lawyer, and which almost just kicks the can down the road. You know? So like, I called my dad, and he was like, yo, stay in jail. Like, do whatever. I was like, can you get me a lawyer? And he was like, fuck no, I'm not getting a lawyer. And
it'll be good for you to just get like, you need to be contained.
Yeah. And then actually, like when I became homeless, like I was homeless, I did like a year run on Skid Row, and I would like call my dad, and he was like, go to fucking jail. Like, do whatever you can to go to jail. Like, you need to go to, like, my dad went to jail. That's how he like finally got sober. So I got so blessed, and, you know, got to fucking go to jail. But jail did not like get me sober. Jail like physically removed me from heroin. I never got physically addicted to heroin ever again. But I still like would relapse for like a few days here and there. And so like jail is not the ultimate solution, but it was like a kick in the ass, and sort of like scared the fuck out of me. Like, you know, I was around a lot of people where I was like, damn, you're going to be like a jail guy. Yeah. You're going to be like a prison guy. And like, can you be a prison guy? Like, you're not that big. You're not that tough. Like, can you do it?
How bad does it hurt in prison of just like no babes at all? That's the thing that would really fuck me up, dude. Just
I was on heroin.
Sorry, it's a fair question.
Well, I was
so you weren't
on-
really thinking about the babes. you're
Well, I
thinking
was
about
on
the
heroin for so long. So when you're on heroin, you have like you're like asexual, like
Yeah.
completely. And then when you come off heroin, you're like, you like come in your pants like immediately. Like
Really?
if someone like blows in your direction, like
Yeah.
So like you get like ultra horny.
Oh,
which is
no.
like jail's like the worst place to be ultra horny.
Yeah, dude.
So I mean, it's fucking weird, man. It's like there's like a female guard once in a while that comes in. You can smell her, and everyone's like smelling. You know, everyone's like
Yeah.
puts their nose up, and like, and then people get weird. People start to get like really weird, where they're like, it's like you're not allowed to horseplay in there. You're not allowed to do like any gay shit or like do any gay voices or anything like that,
Yeah.
or like fuck around. But there's guys that have that like twinkle in their eye.
That would
you
kill
know,
me, bro.
where
I can't
they're-
be like,
yeah.
so fucking gay for you, bro.
Well, that's like the obviously white guy humor is like, let's pretend we're gay.
Yeah.
And like Mexicans run the jail. So they're just like, no gay shit. Like,
No,
so
not
you
at
have to
all.
be like, the white guys are like, none of that gay shit. Like in front of, like, we got to impress the Mexicans, obviously. Like, like obviously we all want to like do the gay voice. Like we're in fucking jail with a bunch of guys. Like, but like the Mexicans will call us gay. Like we can't do that.
Yeah, it's trouble. Yeah.
And like obviously the black guys are like, no gay. Like
Yeah,
they're
they're-
like number one, like, you know, no gay shit.
For sure.
And so it's really sucks for white guys in there.
You can't fuck around and pretend to be gay at all.
You
for
can't
fun.
fuck around, and you can't, you know, you can't take the towel and like.
I'm never speeding ever again. I never thought about that.
It's really hard on white guys in there, man.
It's so funny to have like some dude just covered in swastikas, like, and lastly, we can't fuck around about gay stuff.
And it's like clearly, and then occasionally you do have like your all white meeting in the shower area where it's like all white guys, and it's like you can let off some steam and like pretend you're gay for like 10 seconds. But it is funny because like the Mexicans just run everything, and the white guys are allied with the Mexicans.
I've heard
So it's
that,
like
yeah.
we cannot if we lose this allyship, like we are fucked. So like we have to. So the Mexicans like, you guys got to work out every day for an hour. So it's every day. There's like white guys like half-assedly like doing jumping jacks and shit, and like making sure the Mexicans are like watching. You're like, I'm doing them.
Are they pumping iron pretty hard there in the jail?
No, but they're like lifting each other, which is kind of gay. You know, they're like.
For real? They lift each other?
You have to, if there's like a tiny Mexican guy, it's like, okay, obviously he's like for biceps, you know, and like you have to like use weird shit. You like get under the bunk bed, and you're like, you can do like bench with like look at like two Mexican guys on the bunk bed, and then you're like doing like, okay, throw another Mexican guy on there, and you're like doing bench. Yeah.
You gotta squat Danny Trejo. You're
Yeah,
fucking-
exactly. So you get really creative. You get like sometimes you get a trash bag, you fill it up with water. You can do like curls with them.
Yeah, I've heard. So
Yeah.
what are like when the Mexican guy's being bicep curl? Does he have like a straight face? Like,
Yeah, because
is he
you can't
looking
be
like
gay.
hard as fuck?
Yeah, you have to look super hard.
being curled.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
a fucking
yeah.
problem with me?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of like get on my back and like I'm gonna do squats.
Yeah, yeah.
And like yeah, there's a lot for a place where you're not allowed to pretend to be gay. There's like a lot of gay shit going on, and obviously like you're jerking off in a room with like 100 guys at some point, and
Yeah.
you're not allowed to jerk off. But it's kind of it's like don't ask, don't tell situation. So
like
you
be a gentleman about it. Don't be like,
Yeah, like-
oh, fuck.
like a guy used to buy heroin from, who I actually he came into the jail, and I was like, what's up, man? And I was like, do you have any heroin? And he was like, no, I'm in jail, but he got caught jerking off. He was like a 70-year-old black dude, super cool guy, but they rolled him up. They were like, no jerking off, you know?
Damn.
He did it. He tried to be polite. He did it at like 5 a.m., but like the early birds woke up and they caught him jerking off. So
Fuck, that sucks. I'd rather be caught by my parents 100 times
I
than
know,
be in jail and have dudes like, you jerking off, motherfucker.
no, I did it. It's like the scariest. And obviously, you know, you've jerked off before. You realize like, you know, when you're a kid and like you're listening for your brothers and sisters and shit, and you're like, so this is like scarier because if someone hears you, like they could stab you, you know.
Oh my God.
Not really. I mean, everyone knows like you got to do it. So you just do it in the middle of the night when you wake up, and like no one really, you know, but every night if you ever wake up, you hear like the jingle of like many men quietly masturbating.
It's like the roar of the ocean.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. And it kind of like it helps you sleep and
That's
everything.
crazy, dude. I never thought about that aspect of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
obviously, I figured, I thought you could just like hang your sheets over your bed and be like, I'm about to jerk off, bro.
No, because there's like a man on your bunk, you know. So unless
yeah.
you have like an arrangement with him or something, you know, I don't listen. I'm not Mr. Prison. I'm not Mr. Jail. Like I've been to jail. Like it could be different in other dorms, but like
No, it makes
like
sense.
my dorm, like it was kind of like you can't even show your dick unless you're in the shower. Like if you got
Right.
that was like an instant boo bop. Like if your dick popped out, like in the dorm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or if you like talked about dicks or just like, you just, but in the shower, obviously you're all naked, you're showering together, looking at everyone's dick. So
you can do whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
No talking dicks, bro.
No, you can't talk about dicks because.
What do you do with morning wood in jail?
Oh my God. It's just like, yeah, man, it's tough.
You gotta lay there
You
and
got to
chill.
just lay there, and sometimes you got to, it's like, cause I was in the school dorm where I got to go to school. So like, you're like, I guess I'm going to be late to school, cause I can't have someone see my dick.
Yeah. If you had a
my hard
boner.
dick. Yeah. So,
Bro, the fuck, bro.
yeah. And,
Fucking boner away.
and then like meth will come in sometimes, which like makes everyone horny and gay, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like that becomes pretty tough because like people are tweaked out and,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's that is tough. I do understand going there and getting clean, but yeah, I think you're right. There is an extra layer, and I feel like there could be. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like there could be a more nuanced approach in jail once you have those guys as a captive audience. Like, how's the programming? Because I know there's like TC, like therapeutic community and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have that when you were in there?
Well, there's like AA meetings that come in, and we had actually had like meditation classes. But you go there and like half the guys like think it's like gay. They're like, this is gay, and then they like make noises and shit while you're trying to meditate. And there's like, I was like trying
what
to
kind
do
of noises they make?
like kumbaya and like mocking a lady came into jail to teach a bunch of guys that like might murder her yoga and like meditation, and like you're fucking being an asshole.
They're like, hey.
yeah. So like, I mean, listen, there's a lot of low IQ people in jail.
True,
you know, but yeah, like obviously there could be a better approach. I was in there, probably 99% of the people I interacted with were either drug addicts or alcoholics. This is not a good system. This is not working. Like clearly this is a drug problem. Even like the violent criminals, it's like a lot of them were just on meth or like drunk and like beat the shit out of their wife or something. So, there's like foundational issues of mostly like addiction and alcoholism. So like, yeah, we should address, and that doesn't mean like, hey, you shot a guy in the head and you were on meth. Like,
for sure,
we're going to put you into a therapeutic program. Like, if you're violent, you got to probably do some time, but like, there should be, I was really surprised because like one day they just let you out. And it's like, what the fuck do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just out now. Like, and it's like right by Skid Row, and they let you out at like 2 a.m. And, of course I'm going to go do heroin and smoke crack, So like of course there's like, there has to be a better approach, but like, there was like the 2020 stuff where like the decriminalization of crime basically. And like, that's not working, just being like, we're just not going to send people to jail for like doing violent crime. Like that's not really a good approach. So
they're walking that back pretty hard right now. That's just, we're hitting like Bill Clinton weird, like tough on crime Democrats are in our near future of being like,
Kamala, at the DNC, they were like, Kamala was a tough prosecutor. And Kamala was a tough prosecutor. Like I'm from Oakland, California, like where she was, she was the DA of San Francisco, and she was fucking too hard. I mean, she was like sending parents to jail for like, if their kids missed school and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, she was hard, man. But, clearly, like they're doing this like really quick 180, like this bitch will put you in jail, like vote for her. And like, I don't think it's going to work. I mean, we see what's going on. Like, you can't do that quick of a 180 on that shit. But
yeah. Well, no, she was chill. She was hard. I think then she was like, I'm going to chill as hell.
Yeah, then she got really chill, I guess. But
now she might flip back and be like, look,
well,
I can slam the gavel.
I don't think she has like a creed or like a, she just, it was really hot at the time to like be super hard ass, tough on crime, like, the 90s, the Clinton, the Clinton crime bill and all that. So she just was kind of going with the times, and then the times changed, and then it goes to like, okay, I'm going to bail people out for like burning down Minneapolis. And shit, So I actually, I know you were in Portland. I actually moved to Portland in June 2020.
Oh, God.
Not a great month to move to Portland.
Yeah, what happened? Because I kept thinking the Chaz was in Portland. That's Seattle.
No, that was Seattle.
Kind of fucked me up. That was my whole 5 minutes open and coming out. I was like, I'm gonna make fun of these. I'm gonna make fun of these guys for having like lesbians take control of their city for 6 months.
Well, no, Chaz was like all of downtown Portland, and I had a black girlfriend.
Oh, so they set it up like that.
Yeah, and I went there with a black girlfriend. Not a weird month to move there with a black girlfriend to Portland, and her dad was like, you can't take my daughter to Port. Like, I don't want her around all those crazy white people burning down the city. It was a crazy time, but Portland's cool, man. Portland's cool.
I liked it. So you went there though, and it was like, because people now are like, damn, is it like still fucked up? And I was like, no, it was fine. It was fine. But it was like, it was as intense as the Chaz there in 2020.
It was fucking intense. It was intense, like spiritually. Like everyone was just like, I was running into people. I like left because there was too many like guys that like dressed like security guards that were like, I'm they, them. Like, you got to call me they. And I was like, you look like a a dude, you know, like it's really hard for me to do that. There was just a lot of like, it was just really hard like that. And like, you know, people were just not chill at all. And it went super far. And then now there's kind of like an overcorrection. And it's kind of chill now, I think people, and honestly, like you guys play a big role, and I'm not, you know, I
appreciate it.
I mean, like, I don't want to sound insane right now, but like, you know, podcasts like yours, like you guys kind of like brought about this like spiritual awakening of like, hey, we just have to like, we can say retarded, like we can, you know, we can be cool, you know, and I think comedy really is like saving America. This is going to sound stupid, but like,
No, I appreciate that, man. Well, the problem I saw with a lot of the stuff was like, you're at college, you're trying to get pussy.
Exactly.
You see girls are like on this wild shit of like, you know, pretty much they're doing it for Instagram. And then it's like, you know, maybe they genuinely believe it. I shouldn't say like this all fake, but it's like they're doing a thing to appease some other force. This is a giant force in your life. And you're like, yeah, I'm a fucking they, them. And it's like, I'm trying to get some fucking pussy. I'm not trying to get frozen out or labeled as like, you're like a boomer or whatever the fuck people say.
No, everything comes down to I'm trying to get pussy. Like, because I've realized it in my head, like every decision I've ever, like if there was no pussy, like I wouldn't shower. Like I would shower once a week or something. You know, like there's just every decision that a man makes really comes down to that. So like, yeah, there was just a lot of that. And there was a lot of like, even when like, you know, like when your guys, I was listening to your podcast and I was like, can I even tell people that I'm listening to this shit? Like after the Shane shit. And then now it's like to get pussy, you're like, I listen to the Matt and Shane podcast.
It's flipped. Girls are there's girls. The girlfriends have come and wives are coming to our shows.
Girlfriends have come, yeah.
They've opened their eyes. Yeah, there was a weird, that was a weird thing, I think. I don't know what it was, man. Because everyone thought they were doing like the right thing. They're like, yeah, I'm on the right side of history now. And it's like, the one thing I will give the like wild ass SJWs from, you know, they did all that stuff for a long time. They did, you know, and you can hate this, but they did raise a lot of issues into the public consciousness.
Yeah.
They kind of really like cracked everyone's head open with a hammer and they're like, think about this. And everyone's like, fuck you guys. I'm not thinking about this. So they did do, you know, if you look back at like the last few years, it's like people are a lot more kind of like, the average person is way more forward thinking than they were, you know, in like the 90s and, you know, early 2000s. So they did put a lot of like, you know, things into people's heads like, you know, like if you're black, it's like kind of weird and way different than being white and be like, shut up and get a job, you bum. Like it's like that now people have, I think from all that stuff, have a more kind of nuanced approach to reality with like social issues.
Yeah.
But they're like, what they say to do about it, their solutions are so bad.
The solutions are really bad and really hurting the people they're trying to help.
Exactly.
But like, certainly, like, listen, it's really good that we're thinking about these things. And you know, I kind of already did because I'd been to jail and I was noticing patterns. I was like, damn, like, you know, I went to jail for like 5 days when I sold that Percocet to the cop or whatever. And my friend Toning Taylor, named Toning, very odd name, but I was in a midnight mission with him. He did like 5 years for like the same shit. And he was a black guy. And I was like, God damn. Like, and he was like, what? And he was a black Israelite dude.
Nice.
So he liked me because I'm half Jewish, and you know, we had Jew talk, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, he really opened my eyes to some shit. I was like, God damn, man. So
yeah, they get crushed. Black dudes get crushed in jail pretty hard.
Yeah. So I was so it was.
But it's harder for us once we get there because we can't do gay stuff.
It's
so
kind of the inverse of inverse of real life.
Yeah. No, dude, my friend was in a one of those like kind of, I don't know. I've never seen anything like this, but it wasn't. So it was technically that part of it was a halfway house. The other part were for like repeat offend people who violated parole. There's just this giant warehouse in Philly, and you would just go to this warehouse and just live in these rooms of like 40 dudes. And it was technically a jail, but it wasn't any like, you didn't go to like the penitentiary. It was just like this holding thing specifically for parole violators if they ever had to do like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
And he said it was run, the whole place was just run by like, there's like these black Muslim ladies in charge of it. And he was like, dude, for real, I don't want to cry racism, but he's like, this is so hard to be white in this place. Yeah. He's like, you could just like, I could bring him in clothes and stuff. I could bring him in anything really, cigarettes, all this stuff. I had to give it to like in a trash bag to this black Muslim lady. She would go through it, and he was like, dude, the drugs here are rampant because you can just stitch heroin into like the waistband of sweatpants. And they're just running amok in here where it's like the drugs are being fueled. Everyone's just making money off this place.
Yeah.
But he was like, and then you just get sent here against your will. He's like, you're trying to get clean. He's like, it's just party time.
Yeah.
So
black Muslim ladies seem to run the Philly airport.
Yeah.
I was at the Philly airport like a week ago.
Yeah, they got a nice stronghold.
No, but they were killing it. They like got me a refund on my flight and shit. So
yeah, they're fucking sweet. It's funny. Because if you're like a white dude just kicking around, I always assume like black Muslim ladies don't like white people. You see the gear and you're like, I could see them not being a huge fan of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get to know them, they're very sweet.
Yeah, they were chill.
They're very
they
cool.
Were cool. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing about the whole like awakening thing was like my felony. There was some real criminal justice reform where like I actually am not a felon anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
So like they kind of did, you know, and that makes sense. Like that's good. Like, hey, I've behaved for 7 years. Like, can we get rid of the felony?
7 years is a good number too.
Yeah. Like, it's a jubilee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So,
Jewish jubilee.
Yeah. So I was like, you know, can I get a job at Walmart finally? Like, can I not be a felon? And so good shit like that happened. But then there was like criminal justice reform went like a little too far, where it was like you can just like bonk ladies on the head with like a bat and not go to jail. Like that's not good, you know. But
no one wanted to be the guy locking people up. It wasn't like politically good.
Not politically good. But I guess now it is.
It's because now you can become the big like hero. Because before we had the guy, who the fuck was he? Larry Krasner, the DA in Philly, and he was like
bad.
Yeah, they were calling him "Let Him Go, Larry." That was, and I knew like back then, like I knew dudes were like selling weed and stuff. He's like, "Oh, let him go, Larry." That's the dude. We love Larry Krasner. And like it's the wrong guys being like, "This guy rules."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it becomes like if you're a DA and you have political aspirations, and it becomes like not politically cool to lock people up. You're like, let's just not lock people up for now. And the city completely goes into disarray because you kind of maybe want to become like a congressperson.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can't really, people are out here doing. That's the thing, isn't it? Like in jail, it's like 90% of the crimes are committed by like literally like 5% of the population across like race and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they say that. Yeah, and shoplifting especially.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, snatch these people up, and if they're on drugs, it's like, okay, let's figure out a situation where we maybe mandate them to a long-term treatment center. But we have to like really like look at this like, hey, we're not just like trying to like check boxes here. Like we're really trying to like change this person's life and like give them a life worth living. And like we should really like I needed purpose, like I was a finished carpenter. So like I eventually like I got out and like I had like a job that not only paid like a decent wage, but it gave me fulfillment. And I was like, I'm building things, I'm helping people, I'm like making beautiful, I'm making houses beautiful and all that. Like we need to like find what people are passionate about, what they can excel at, and like really set them up for a life where it's like, hey, you can afford a 1-bedroom apartment right out of here. Like you can feel good about you. It's like, you're not just going to go get a job at Chipotle and want to kill yourself. And then so we just have to really, I mean, this is like a spiritual problem that is plaguing America. Like if you go to any city, like I live in Oakland, California, and it's like, it's totally fucked up.
Yeah, I agree. And it is sad too when you take all these people in jail and it's scary. They all like tattoos and like career criminals. But I do believe at the root of it, it's just like they were once a kid in a very loveless environment. And obviously like there's that's like a continuum. Obviously there's some people who like got it, but there's like other bad stuff mixed in. But then there's people who like just never ever in their life had like anybody care about them at all.
Yeah.
And that's like I think that's the real root issue when you're dealing with people like, jail, anything really.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, how the fuck? And you're going to try to correct that in like an environment that, you obviously need to like take precautions for society. But it's really sad. It's one of those things that's like very, very sad. And I think there is hopefully we'll figure it out. Hopefully we'll figure out a way, because you can't go too kumbaya and be like, just give them a guitar and send them out there. And it's like you just bang someone in the head with a hammer and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah. Or like we're doing this thing where like we're just giving people like apartments in San Francisco and then they're on fentanyl, so they just die in their apartment immediately. So it's like we can't really do that. I understand the argument, like homeless, what's the solution? Home. Like give them home, And it's like, okay, but if you're addicted to fentanyl, you're just gonna like be alone and OD on fentanyl. So yeah, man, there has to be like a more comprehensive approach. And like, people are like, oh, it's gonna cost so much money. And it's like we're like San Francisco spends over $1 billion a year on homelessness, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. So it's like, I don't think money's the issue. Like we have the money, we just have to like redirect it into a way that is actually productive. But it's right now it's so set up to just like, you can just launder so much money if you start a nonprofit. It's so easy to start a nonprofit. It's like, I hand out crack pipes, give me, a $2 million contract. It's, we just have to rethink all this shit.
Nonprofits I didn't realize how, because I worked at one before when I was in social work school, and I was like, this is like, and it wasn't like out and out like a total scam, but it was kind of like, dude, you guys can tighten this thing up. Like it becomes incentivized to be like, just have someone show up, sign a box. It's like, yeah, but you could have like 5 appointments in one to make this guy's life easier. And like, well, you get $200 every time they show up. You dirty motherfucker. Yeah. But it's, I don't know. I remain hopeful. I think something will happen, but it is weird. Is this like the most homeless people we've ever had? Like
I'd imagine
historically, because I know there was always homeless people, but now it's like, you get out of cities and you're like, dude, it's like younger people just hit the rails, dude. And it's like you see guys in like their 30s or 20s and you're like, bro, like what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Bad. I think there is something to it, man. There's that like spiritual malaise where it's like, there's no point to anything. What's the point? I'm never going to be, X, Y, and Z. And like nobody has that, it's hard to find like the joy in a like, a relatively simple life. Like you're saying, like I can go, I can take pride in my work, I can do my thing. Now it's just like everyone's so atomized. It's not like, oh, I'm part of a nice community. I'm part of everything's just off on like their own individual journey that, typically when you're just by yourself, it just leads to like intense frustration and despair anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lack of hope.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh yeah.
It rose 12% from 2022 to 2023. That's pretty bad, right?
That's pretty bad.
That's
yeah.
a gigantic leap.
It rose 64% in San Francisco from the year 2016 to 2022. And at the same time, spending on homelessness increased by 500%. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, and there's no hope. It's like we live in a time when it's like you can work really hard, you can get that raise, you can get that promotion, and it's like you're still not buying a house. Like,
I know, that's
just
sucks.
like you can't start a family. People aren't getting married. People aren't having kids. Like,
yeah.
It's tough. Hopefully we come out of this. Hopefully whoever wins the presidency, either one of them just makes this shit better. You know, will they do it? Probably not.
Yeah, definitely not.
But
well, dude, we'll definitely. I tell everyone buy your book. Your book's awesome, dude. Jared
Thank you.
Klickstein.
Yeah. The book's Crooked Smile. If you can't afford it, hit me up. I'll send you a copy, or I'll send you like a PDF. I am not a big reader. I know that's a surprise. I wrote a book, but like I can't read. If you can't read, you're looking for the audio book. It's not here yet, but if you buy a copy of the book, it will encourage my publisher to push for the audiobook, and then I'll like send you a link to the audiobook for free if you show me that you bought the book.
So the publisher is weary about doing the audiobook? Why?
They aren't weary. It's just like it's a different like legal setup with the contract, and it's just going to take time. I don't know, but like this will, if it does good sales, they'll push for it faster, and then like I'll send you like a LimeWire link to the fucking audiobook, or I'll figure it out. But yeah, we're gonna try to push that through quickly.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Tell them to knock it off. Tell them to do it. Be like, dude, just give me recording time. You can record it in like 20 hours, man.
I know. Yeah, I could
just,
yeah, but it's like it's just a different. It's legal agent shit. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming and doing this.
No, it's an honor, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
The Wild Wild West.
Yeah, but as I was saying, I've never eaten soy sauce.
That's not true. I've seen you consume soy.
I've never consumed soy in my life.
That's just patently
It makes you
untrue.
lactate. I found that out when I was like 9. I never touched it.
Some people claim that's not
Yellow
the truth.
5, I've never touched.
Dude, and I
Not true.
know what edamame is, and I like it.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it means.
You probably start lactating.
Yeah.
Do you think so? No, that's you can
Dude, the second that the yellow 5 thing dropped, I stopped eating it.
bullshit.
And you
dude.
can see it in my balls, man.
I've seen you do the do.
You've never seen my balls. You've never seen me drink Mountain Dew.
I've seen you do the do.
Maybe in like 3rd grade, not since my balls.
That was before you knew.
Once I found out, I never touched yellow 5 again. Banana runs, tossed them.
Every single you've definitely had yellow 5 since then.
I've not touched
Wait,
it
what's
since
yellow
then.
5?
It's a food dye.
So have you ever had cake at like a family party that was a sheet cake?
Not as
Bullshit.
yellow 5.
Seen you eat that too. I've seen you eat that too. You've had yellow 5,
I
dude.
had soy sauce too.
So I get tamari is just also soy sauce anyway. But
Is
yeah,
the what?
tamari is like the gluten-free soy sauce.
But it still has soy in it.
It does.
You're a heavy soy dude.
Dude, what? No,
why
I'm
you don't
not.
choose it.
I used to avoid it, then I stopped because if you're as masked as me, it's not going to do anything.
It's not going to affect
I
you.
actually need it to kind of counterbalance.
You're
me.
like Jones.
I'm pretty masked, so I like it's doctor's orders. I
You ever
gotta
get the
take, like,
spins from like too much tea running through you?
all the time?
Never.
All the time, all the time,
Too much tea?
all the
just
time.
Testosterone.
Dude, if I go,
okay.
I'm on the 7th floor here right now. If you put me on like the 15th floor, if I just start like formulating, I have to. I can't be like I can only be a certain height within a building.
Dude, my testosterone levels are so low. I thought we were talking about like English breakfasts and grays. I was like, never in my life, dude. Do you get the
When the
spins?
tea's flowing through
Yeah. Fucking relax, dude.
Your
Drink
tea's
less of
too
it.
low.
It is, dude. I want to get shots. I don't know where to get
Dude,
them.
you start juicing.
Also, Drew Montana, CEO of Heavy Campers, Tom
What up, dog?
Cusker.
Yep.
CEO, student.
Student. Returning.
Scientist.
Student scientist.
How was your orientation process?
It was just mostly lab safety.
And that was your orientation to the
Well,
entire
I skipped
school?
like the real orientation. I
Okay.
just didn't go. I was like, what are they, I don't need to
What
go.
the hell, dude? This is your second shot at a fucking education.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all like, I'm just trying to get the lab points. So like, I didn't want to go through like,
Real orientation would just be like you and a bunch of 18-year-olds, right?
not a community college.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
age spans all over the place.
We got everybody.
Like I'm not even the oldest dude in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's some people that are older than me.
Nice.
Then there's like, I'd say the median age is 20.
Really?
It's mostly people going to school for physical therapy that want to transfer to like Penn State. Because we did like the icebreaker session, and everyone was like,
I believe they're called whores.
"Wait, what? These mostly dudes."
Or just dumb athletes. That's what they're called. They want to go to Penn State. I'm sure they do. Dude.
Kinesiologists and whatnot.
Do you think they finally get to the state and like they're just like hammered one night at Penn State and like it was all worth it?
I think they get
All
up there.
that grueling community college was all worth it.
I think they get up there and like they try to
party.
party like the kids that have been there for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Did you ever party at Penn State?
Once.
It's fucking weird.
It's insane.
Like the drunker people get, the more they just start screaming "We are" and shit.
yeah.
And you're like, I don't know.
That's anywhere that likes sports, though.
It's like the
I guess
military.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be the spring and people are screaming "Go Birds" at a fucking Philly bar.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
Penn State,
relax,
dude. Penn
Penn
State's
State's
isolated
weird,
from
dude.
everything
It's
else.
isolated, so
True.
it's just like you're up there
It's like the military for alcoholics.
and people get real into the blue and white.
They do. You have nothing else to get into.
No one wants to talk about the pedophilia. But I was up there
Nobody ever
before
wants
it
to touch
broke.
on it. Yeah.
I was up there.
I had a
probably-
feeling something was going on back
When you were
then.
up there?
Yeah, I was like, dude, something's going on up here.
Whoa. This is before it happened?
Yeah, I was like, this program.
is
Something
too
about
much.
that
Yeah.
program had
Yeah.
me kind of being like, dude, there's something's kind of sus about this program.
Smelled fishy.
Yeah, I
Dude,
was-
we had. I want to suss that dude out. I'm not going to obviously name any names, but someone we know. So, what would you do in this situation? Someone we know,
someone you two know or me and you know.
you and I know.
Okay.
Someone, a youngster,
Pedophile?
is going to school. No. I'm good. I don't smoke high CBD legal weed like you do for age restricting purposes. The
This is big gas in the blunt.
I appreciate you.
pack. Yeah. appreciate. We
Are
smoke
you allowed to
hot
smoke
pack.
D8 on YouTube?
I don't know. They'll just age restrict you like crazy. The technocrats are out of control.
That's true.
But dude,
You gotta call your boy Psych Substance.
I've talked about him before. He's fucked up right now.
He's back.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's not. He wasn't having a good
The
time.
algorithm constantly feeds me him, and I'm like, I'm trying to write YouTube. And like, I'm not. I don't want to fuck with this guy. Stop
Just
sending me his videos.
Click the thing.
But I click on his video to fucking just be like, the fuck's he talking about now?
Yeah, they're right.
Get me again.
They're right, dude. So we know there's a situation right now. I'm trying to figure out. We know someone. They're younger. They're in school, and they're going like they're pretty young, and they're having a male teacher now who like all the kids were like looking forward to. We were talking about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pull the mic up a little closer to you.
My bad.
It's a female student is in the hot male teacher's class.
I haven't seen if this guy's hot or not, but they were
He's
like,
cool.
He's cool.
They're too young to say he's hot.
Yeah, they're young. I'm talking young. So
Oh.
it's like it's this cool male teacher in a grade school, and like we're trying to figure out if it's appropriate to roll up on him and be like, "What the fuck?"
I already dropped the message.
what do?
Like the student told me, she was like, "Oh, I got the cool teacher this year," and I was like, "Tell him your uncle wants to meet him and see what he's all about. Give him that message, ver fucking beta. Like, hey, my uncle wants to meet you and see what you're about."
You got to meet this guy like he's a prom date, dude. Just cock the shotgun. Be like,
I'm
what
just
the fuck
gonna-
are you teaching?
No,
them?
it's
I'm
more.
just
It's
gonna-
more like it's just. I wanted to have her tell him like, "Yo, my entire family thinks you're very sus." Like they genuinely want you to come.
She's
to
a
dinner.
younger student.
very young.
How old are we talking?
We're talking like single dig.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Super young. So I want her to be like, yo, invite him over for dinner and all of us just grill him like, are you a fucking pedophile or what, dude? Like, what's your fucking deal?
Yeah.
What's your twist, dude?
Maybe he's from another time, dude.
He
What do you
might
mean?
just love
I don't know.
education.
That was cool in the medieval times, dude. Maybe he's doing a period piece. I don't know. He's
I don't
trying
know.
to be cool, dude.
I want
Could
him to come
just
to the
love
house.
education.
No one
Yeah.
loves education.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, who loves education is like, I'm trying.
I'm
gonna
saying
go
on the
teach.
off chance, but I'm not going to give him that benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna
That's what I'm saying. I'm vigilant.
pull up on him.
I'm gonna James O'Keefe the school. I'm gonna Project Veritas, dude. Those videos are the fucking funniest shit. That's like they've completely infiltrated my algorithm.
What, James O'Keefe?
James
Like
O'Keefe.
Project Veritas.
He tricks dudes into thinking like a chick wants to fuck him.
yeah,
Every
it's
single-
the
it's the
oldest
same-
trick in the book, dude.
It is the
It's
oldest trick in the book.
oldest trick in
Is
the
he
book.
like a YouTube pedophile hunter?
No, that dude's
No,
cool.
oh.
The dude with the hand tats. He never
Yeah.
shows his
Yeah, that
face.
dude fucking rules. I actually might connect him. I might give him a tip. Like, yo, there's a school. This guy's
Tell him to shake
fucking
him down.
sus as shit, dude.
But yeah, James O'Keefe, he just sends in the honeypot.
He sends in the honeypot and he gets these dudes, like just like dudes in like button down polo shirts, just fucking spill the beans.
He gives them like 3
immediately.
Coors Lights.
Dude,
And they'll be like, Pfizer, blah, 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 blah.
you get one chick who's like, I mean, I want to see how hot these. I mean, I guess you don't want to give away the field operatives, but it's like,
Right.
dude,
They're probably not that hot. He probably has like them dialed in where it's like,
he is the master.
he's like, he like sees who works at Google.
Yeah,
And then he's like, all right, go talk to him about Hunter's laptop, and he goes and finds a chick who he would be like, she's out of my league, but maybe
True.
3 beers plus that equation, and he's like,
Well,
yeah,
also-
we censored the whole laptop.
Those dudes always have like a modicum of like power within their sphere. So it does make sense to them. They're like, some girl wants to like hang and like chat.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know, do they come at them as reporters?
No. They like, I think they get jobs there.
What?
I don't know. There's no way they would say that to a reporter.
I don't know, man.
I don't fuck with the Veritas heavily enough.
I fuck with it hard, dude.
I get
love
let
it.
down. Like Billy used to always be like, dude, watch, like they're about to fucking raid the, like, you know.
It's just funny because they literally will.
And it would never come through. It would always be like,
It's not. This isn't like that. This
but
is.
I'm saying like Project Veritas will get someone from a huge company to admit that like some injectable thing. they
Everyone
made-
ignores it. Everyone ignores everything they say.
I know. They'll be like, oh, like
nobody cares.
we knew.
It's just so
we knew
funny.
that this like unnamed injectable medicine from 2020 was gonna kill everyone.
No, it's not like
And
that.
then like, but I'm saying like that they'll drop the heaviest knowledge, and then the news is just like, dude, you see like so and so admitted that, and everyone's like,
fuck that
fucking
guy.
Kim Kardashian fell off a bike, you know?
I know, but
And
it-
that's
well-
like 10 million views.
What did he got? He got one guy basically being like, we're just going to keep hammering this down their throats. We don't know. The one guy
Yeah.
came out, was like, who knows, dude? Who cares? It's all about pressuring the kids. But yeah, that stuff, it's just funny when he confronts them and they're like, I don't want to do this. He got the guy, some dude went out and had like he was drinking like a Sex on the Beach, staring, like sitting across from a chick and was sitting there being like, yeah, we don't hire Catholics. He just said, we don't. And he went to a restaurant the dude was at and was like, yo, what's good, dude? I'm James O'Keefe. You don't hire Catholics? That's against the law, bro. Article 2B5A56, Connecticut law, dude. And the guy starts being like, I don't consent to this. And he's like, dude, I'm a reporter. He just stands there. He's like, I'm a reporter looking for the answers.
And then
The
he's
cops
like,
obviously come. And he's like, you're arrested and a reporter? And they're like, dude, it's fucking stop. Dude.
and he
No,
starts
he sounds
screaming.
like the problem, dude. James O'Keefe is
Nah,
the
he's
problem.
cool.
Dude, he nailed this
There's
guy.
a lot of entrapment going on here, dude.
I mean,
Oh, it's entrapment at its finest.
Yeah.
It's like
That's what-
headhunters.
This is my
yeah, but
biggest
here's
fear.
the thing. These dudes are trying to be too cool for pussy, and they do deserve. It's like, bro, you're trying to be too cool for pussy. That's what I'm fired up about.
Do they at least get some pussy?
No, dude. It's,
Oh,
it's a
damn.
full
Nah,
honeypot operation.
Yeah, it's a full honeypot.
It's a full honey. So these guys come out and just literally like fuck their careers up over like 2 drinks with like a probably kind of a hot chick. This guy, for some reason, they were talking. She was like, "Do you hire Catholics?" And he was like, "No, we don't hire them. We just throw their resumes away." He's like, "They're brainwashed." And then he came out. I was like, "Why don't you hire Catholics, dude? It's fucked up."
fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
So they wouldn't hire Shia.
Huh?
They wouldn't hire Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're telling me as a school teacher you wouldn't hire Shia LaBeouf. I can't wait to see him play P.O., dude.
Okay, he's the best actor of our generation.
Dude, he has me. I want to join AA.
You should join AA, dude.
I want to. I don't, but I'll get.
You could get something, dude.
What do you think?
I mean, just go through your week and make a like journal, and then pick what vice you did the most. Join that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. But I get so jealous. So he did the talk with the bishop. That was pretty tight. Did you see his talk with the guy from The Walking Dead? Has a podcast.
I didn't see it.
His name's Shane. It's like that's a character from The Walking Dead.
I
does
never watched a single episode of that show. Is it good?
Which one is Shane?
Shane's the guy who like kind of goes wild, a bit of a mad dog.
Okay.
Don't want to give a spoiler, but he's the dude's like big time buddy who fucks his
Oh
wife.
yeah.
He
Dude, I
cucks the
fucking
main character.
hate that guy. He's the worst in everything he's in.
Well, I've only seen him in that, and yeah, he was a pretty bad. He did fuck that guy's wife.
He stinks, dude.
Is it a good? Is it worth watching?
No.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a comic book.
The first 15 episodes are good, and then the next 15 are the first 15 just in a different
redo it.
place.
What
Yeah.
are they like killing zombies or something?
That's
I've never
the
gotten
entire
into
show.
it.
Yeah.
I was never into zombies, but you watch it, and it's
Yeah.
like it's pretty sick. When you watch, it's pretty fun, and then it just becomes like so fucking crazy.
Once they killed the Asian guy, I was out. I was like, this is
Like
fucking...
on principle.
Yeah, dude. They just
That's
had no. Glenn, dude. Glenn was the man.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
just
I'm
hacked him
big
up.
on like Asian representation in Hollywood.
Yeah,
and
so
I
they
don't
kill them.
I like seeing like we need more cool alpha Asians and
Yeah, I
stuff.
feel that.
That's
Yeah.
something I see that fucking grinds my gears
Yeah, dude.
personally.
Why is Jackie Chan not actually kicking zombie ass? That's the question.
What do you mean?
He could be in that movie or in that show.
Isn't he dead?
Jackie Chan? No way, dude.
Dead?
Who's
Who's thinking of
Brandon
Bruce
I
Lee's
hope
dead?
not. Yeah.
You're thinking
Bruce
of
Lee.
Brandon Lee.
Brandon? No, I think Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee are dead.
His
Both
son
have
died?
passed. His son died while filming The Crow. True. This might have been before your time.
He got shot on set.
He got shot on set.
By who?
Alec Baldwin.
Damn, really?
Same deal. It was like a loaded thing, but it was like, but his dad died on set too because a lighting rig fell on him.
What?
Bruce Lee got killed by a lightning ring that fell on him.
Wait, no, really?
I'm like 95% sure if we got fact checkers.
I thought he had a heart attack, dude. What?
I'm on it.
No, Bruce Lee didn't have a heart attack. How would he have a heart attack?
Yeah,
He's
he's like,
so fit.
it's a martial artist.
Brad
heart
Pitt
was
kicked his
moving
ass
so
in that
fast,
movie,
dude.
though.
Brad Pitt beat his ass.
Did you watch the Hollywood movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? You didn't see that movie? Oh, it was so fucking good.
I'm
But there's
watching
a scene-
Veritas, bro. I'm trying to break. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
you're
get
trying
the
to
truth
bring
out
down
to
the
the people.
You're trying to get the Catholics.
I'm trying to see horny dudes in khakis spill the beans, dude.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Bruce Lee had a lighting rig fall on him. And then Brandon Lee, while filming The Crow, got shot with what should have been blanks.
This says Bruce Lee died at age 32 in Hong Kong from a brain edema, probably caused by a prescription painkiller.
That was it.
Debunked.
That was it, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm
He had a
sorry.
brain heart attack, dude.
I thought he got killed by a light. I think the
I
light
looked that
fell
up.
on him, and that's why he started taking painkillers.
That could be.
Possibly. Because, yeah,
I
brain
just-
edema is like, what the fuck is that?
What was he on?
I'm not sure. I'm
Perks or
Some of
something?
them Urkels. If I had those 512
Yeah,
Urkels,
purple
dude.
Urkel.
But Brandon Lee definitely got killed on set
Yeah,
That I did
he
hear.
got
while
popped.
filming The Crow.
Fuck, dude. That movie was so sick, too.
I never saw it.
The
All the
Crow?
goths loved it.
I
Like, the
never
Hot
saw it
Topic
either.
crowd loved it.
Yeah, I never
They
saw-
still put the movie out after he
Yeah,
died?
they like wrapped
Yeah,
up
that's
because they
big
had
budget.
enough going. Like,
Hell yeah.
I think they went to like, let's get one more clip of this one shot in the beginning, and he died.
What are they doing with the Alec Baldwin movie? Are they still putting that out?
That's coming out.
I don't
Blu-ray.
know. Are they still coming out?
They better.
Straight to Blu-ray?
They better. They fucking
I
better.
guess they better. What's up with him?
They should go out. They should bring that out and just sell it in like Target in like a wire rack.
He's chilling. Alec Baldwin's like doing podcasts, and he just had Tim Dillon on his podcast a couple weeks ago.
He had Tim Dillon on his podcast.
Yeah.
But didn't it come out that he did in fact shoot her?
Yeah. Oh no, he did it.
Oh yeah.
What's
it's-
Baldwin just like?
He doesn't even acknowledge it. Yeah, he's chilling,
I
dude.
guess that's all you can do at that point.
when
Yeah.
you shoot a lady on set.
Yeah, and then deny it and then get debunked.
No, he said he did it. Didn't
No, he said I didn't pull the trigger. He cried and was like, I never pulled that trigger.
he? He said the gun just went off.
He said the gun just went off.
That's a bad story.
That's a fucking real shitty story. And then, like, they came out forensically and they were like, no, you did pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
had-
either way, he was gonna beat it because he thought it was fake. So why wouldn't you just be honest? Like, dude, if you guys not ever held a fake gun, like you're of course gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
I would have just been, I think he was like, ha ha, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And fucking killed her.
It wasn't a fake gun. It was a real gun though.
Should have had blanks.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm
so.
a big gun safety guy, dude. I saw
Are
that.
you?
I'm a big gun.
Yeah.
I had to comment. I took everything in me not to comment.
You're a
on
big
that.
anti-2A head, too. You're,
What's
you're a
anti-2A?
big, like, hand in your guns, like gun roundups, gun buybacks.
No way, dude.
What,
You're
dude?
typical city live.
What the fuck are you talking
No way,
about, dude? What
Matt,
the
are you a traitor? Are you
He's
against
a-
the Second
he's a
Amendment,
big,
dude?
like-
That's not true at
He's
all.
a big, like, AR-15s are only for blah,
Yo.
blah.
No way.
Matt don't fuck with bump stocks, dude.
That's not true. I'm being literally
Yo,
slandered. I'm
what
literally
am-
being slandered.
What is going on
I'm
here,
just
dude?
trying to make up for him.
Oh, don't fuck
debunking my huge balls, no eating yellow 5.
I'm highly litigious, dude.
Yeah. He's just-
I'm
you're a litigious
insanely
dude.
litigious.
So you're the opposite. You want everyone to have 100-round drums on the glizzies.
Yeah, you're
and
with it.
I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Matt's with the shits.
I feel like I'm more worried about like I feel like I could talk anyone out no matter what your armaments were. I feel like I could just be like, "Whoa, brother, what are you doing? Whoa, brother, what the?
I don't think it works like that all the
Whoa,
time.
brother, what are we even doing here right now?"
You're like a gun to the head, talk him down.
That's
type.
what I'm
yeah,
more like
I could
that.
see you being
I'm
like
basically
that.
P.O.
Being like, this is the first time I ever had a fucking gun in my face.
Dude,
Do you
that's one of my daydreams constantly. Being
Yeah.
like, do you think it's the first time someone put a fucking gun on me, bro?
If you-
come on, do it.
If you get carjacked at a Sunoco at midnight, are you talking them down, or are you just like, have it, brother?
I'm going, brother.
Hey,
what are
I'd
we
be like,
doing?
have it, dude. My
What
minivan.
are we
Yeah,
doing,
like,
brother?
you're
What are
out.
we doing? Wallets in here, and I sweet talk the entire time.
Be like, do you
bro.
not know I'm on Matt and Shane's secret
No, I'm
podcast,
just gonna
brother?
go, brother. You don't got.
Yeah, you'd be like, dude, get on the Patreon.
Yeah. I can get you on the page. dude.
I'll get you in on the dollar thing. Just chill.
bro. Just wait till the end of the month. Wait, please
Dude, I've
wait till the
only
end of
had
the
a
month.
gun on me one time, and I had like
Who put that thing on you?
me and Phil were on the porch,
Oh yeah.
and I had this plumber doing all this work, and then I like got paid that day, so I had like $1,200 in my pocket, and I had to meet the plumber in the morning who had already done the work. So like I come home from work, I should have went inside, but instead I sat down on the porch. This kid comes up and like pulls a gun on us. He's like, "Empty your pockets."
Damn.
And I was like, I just got the Droid 2
Shit.
from like Billy gave it to me, so he literally just gave me the Droid 2 that day. So I was like,
It's the way of the droid.
fuck, I can't give you this $1,200, bro. Like, it's already spent on some plumbing issue I had yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I got the Droid 2. You want that instead? I don't have anything in my pocket. And he was like, fuck yeah, give me the Droid 2. So I just tossed the Droid 2 to him and he split.
You got Debo'd, dude. That sucks.
But like, I still had my other phone. I was literally
Kept the 1200.
I was really just, I had the 1200 still in my pocket.
Nice.
He never took it, but I was just like looking at him like, oh man, I can go switch this at the Verizon store tomorrow. I'm like checking out the Droid 2. The dude pulled the gun out. So I was like, here, take the Droid 2.
Did you ever have a heat on you?
Once, dude, over a half ounce of weed. And I was like, you can have this.
Who put the heat on you?
This kid, he graduated from my high school, and then he was like still around. That's how I knew he was bad business, dude.
Yeah,
you can't
true.
hang around with those dudes.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I need a half ounce. And then we went up some stairs, and then when he got to the top of the stairs, he just turned around with it on him. And I was like 5 stairs away from the top, and I was like, you're good. Like, he already had the weed. So it
He
wasn't
just
like,
didn't want to give you like the 80 bucks.
Like, he could have just locked the door, and that would have been easier. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but he wanted to flash that thing on.
yeah,
He's like, dude, this is my weed now.
yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are dudes like that. There was a couple dudes who would do that to to high schoolers back in the day. Who were like, there was always one guy who would like pull a fucking like gun or a knife or something over like an eighth, and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
you'd have
Dude,
that.
it was such a little amount that I wasn't like, even in the time, I wasn't scared he was going to shoot me. I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, you can, I'm not going to make this
Like,
an
yeah,
issue.
what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna chill with you anymore.
Yeah. I immediately called my boys and said that. I'm like, dude, that guy Chris is a dub, dude. We can't hang with him no more. He fucking pulled the thing on me. He's beat, dude.
That is a beat move.
That's such a
Yeah.
big move.
I was beat, dude. He got me.
He got you
Checkmate.
in the stairwell. Imagine if he murdered you over that. That
Yeah.
would have stunk.
I would have fallen down 20 stairs, dude. That would have been worse than getting
yeah.
shot.
Just got godfathered for like 14 grams of weed.
Yeah.
It was probably short too. The bag was probably short.
It was bad weed.
Really?
Yeah. We were giving out Reggie back then for sure.
It sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna join. I think I'm gonna join AA
Are you?
just for access to 6. Dude, if you watch the Shia LaBeouf with the guy from Walking Dead, it's
Are they
nothing.
both AA heads?
He's got to be. I don't know. The other guy, I can't say for sure. But like, dude, they're both going back and forth, and just the level of sayings is like,
Dude, they have the best saying.
it's fucking, dude. He's like, and out Shai's there. He's like, yeah, I'm on the beach. This guy's like, don't fucking bullshit me, dude. You can't. And he's like, you know, I'm putting on a performance. He's like, yeah, you can stop all that. And I'm
Dude, just get the big book.
the big book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the slang you get from the
It's
dudes.
all in it, I think.
Nah, dude. He was like, he's like, yeah, but he had this guy gave him a tape. He listened to the tape. He got this, like, it was like this old Zen story. And he like came back in 2 days later. His like girlfriend broke up with him. He's like, usually I'd spaz, but this time I was just kind of like, whatever. So he listened to that like story. So he comes in, he's like, yo, this shit's fucking working. They're like, yo, you're pink clouding, bro. You're pink clouding. And I was like,
What's
That's,
that mean?
This just means like you're just glad, like rosy. Pink clouding is when you're just kind of being like, yo, this is it. This is it. It's working.
Yeah, I'm
And they're
doing
like,
it.
Bro,
Yeah,
you're pink
no, you're
cloud.
not there yet, dude.
You haven't done a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a
gotta
dude
work it.
apparently went to him, was like, where you got to get rid of your cell phone. You got to dump. If you have a girlfriend, get rid of her. He's like, you can't do anything. And then within that, like talking to that dude, he joined a spiritual group on Zoom and then met the director of PO. The director of PO was like, bro,
We're making this
you
movie.
got to play PO.
So Shia LaBeouf's completely sober now.
Yeah.
And was booze his problem?
Yeah, I think it was definitely booze. You know, usually there's a little, I don't want to smite the man, but usually there's
Yeah.
some blow kicking around there.
Yeah, but booze is like the main.
It's a cornerstone.
Yeah.
But usually a lot of times the alcohol enters the booze or enters the Coke. And then it's like,
Yeah.
you can get power to drink. But yeah, dude, the interviews is them being like, it's really funny to watch. Him
Dude,
being like,
just
and he
go to
was
a
like,
meeting.
don't fucking bullshit me, brother.
Just get a DUI
I could. I mean, I could.
and then go to meetings.
I could just
Or just
front.
go to a meeting.
I might just front. And then anytime they have like, I can't talk, bro. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
talk.
like, no, you can share. Just be like, still counting days. Counting days is hot slang.
What?
Means you're like freshly sober.
Count days.
So I'm just counting days. Yeah, I'm still counting days.
And you see people you know getting chipped and you're pumped. You're like, yo, he's getting chipped.
Yeah, you know, dude.
Yeah.
I did it for like 90 days.
You what?
When I went to CBD Hab, I like had to sit in the rooms.
Did you?
I had to go to. Well,
Did
I
you
had
work
to-
the program or did you fuck around?
I fucked around.
Oh, you got fake chips?
Nah, so what I did was like, since like given my situation of like the first dude to ever go to rehab that didn't have a drug problem
For CBD?
for legit, like I sat down with the director and was like, dude, like I don't want to fuck with you. I know everyone tells you this. I really don't have a drug problem.
It's like, sure.
And she
sure
was
you
like,
don't.
I explained my situation and she was like, all right, just fucking go on the Zoom calls because this is like an insurance thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I would just like every morning, I would like fire up the Zoom call, and then just go about my day
So you got a hot piss for CBD.
for CBD. And then
Happens.
it like I went through a meeting with like the school board and stuff, and they were like, all right, dude, like, you know, we get it. I had like, you know, I was like, here's my license. I'm a hemp farmer. Here's what I made. Here's the test that says there's THC in it. Here's the test that says it's legal. Here's your handbook. So the handbook for driving a bus said, use CBD only with extreme caution.
Yeah.
So I had Lyme disease and it was COVID. So we weren't driving buses.
Yeah.
So they called us all in. I think they were trying to like thin the herd because they literally had a meeting about how we might not go back to school for another 2 years. This was
Yeah.
like peak fucking
Yeah.
COVID-19. And then they were like, oh, everyone's getting drug tested today too. And I'd been taking like probably 60 milligrams of CBD twice a day
Okay.
because I was having like
Hulk
extreme
dose.
joint pain.
Hulk
like
dose.
2 big doses just to like, because I could move.
Yeah.
And
Has Lyme's that fucked up?
oh, Lyme's is so fucked up.
Really?
It's a
You know, there's a group of people trying to say Lyme's is like an actual like sick plug-in for your body, and it like helps you out.
I could see that.
Why would
I have no idea.
There's people being like, no, it's actually like good for you.
They're just coping because like you're fucked up for a
Yeah.
while.
I've heard
But,
it's nasty, dude.
it's-
My bad to cut you off. Rob Cruz had a tick on his dick one time, and it buried itself in there. The guy that I do the podcast with. Shout out to
so they had
Rob.
to get it out of his dick hole.
No, he pulled it out, but
Oh, and it was in his dick hole or in his dick?
he pulled the. It was in his shaft, and he pulled the body out, and the head stayed in
Did he
there.
get dick Lyme?
I think he did,
Did he
dude.
get a target on his dick?
I don't know, dude. You'll have to ask him.
I'll have to ask him, dude. You'd have to be packing to see a target on your dick.
Whenever I hear
Sure.
about ticks or Lyme disease, though, I have to tell people my boy Rob had a tick on his dick. My bad. Continue.
I would have kept it, dude. That counts.
What?
That's increased size and girth.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Oh,
That's
true.
increased size. That's an extra
Yeah.
bump.
But yeah, but when I went
like
in there,
ribbed.
so like I was doing the Zoom meetings online, right? On like, but I was also harvesting hemp and stuff
Sure.
during that time. So if it rained and I couldn't work out in the hemp field, I would just be like, fuck, I'm going to the meeting.
Yeah.
So I would drive down and just fucking chill in the room.
Oh,
like,
and the
hear
actual,
stories
you
and
had the
stuff.
option to Zoom or be in the room.
Yeah, I could go to the room if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I would drive down and just fucking go sit in the room. And then on Fridays, I had to go there and piss in a cup. So every Friday, I would just go to the meeting because it was like kind of cool.
Yeah, it fucking rules.
Like you would like tell stories. I kept trying to promote microdosing in there and they were not having it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I was like, dudes, don't want to sound like a psychopath, but psychedelics can get rid of all of this. And they'd be like, Tom, please stop. I'd be like,
Can't do that. Yeah, that's a hot
Just
debate.
fucking
That's a
throw it
hot
out there.
debate in the sober community.
yeah, it is.
It's like there's people who are like know nothing and other people who are more, they call themselves the harm reductionists where they're
Yeah.
like, nah, bro. Like,
But I was like, just talking to them. I was like, dude, this could, you know, if you want to get out of this, here's another way to do this. And they would just be like, dude, stop or else you can't come here anymore. So they were trying to tell me that I couldn't come to the meetings anymore and had to do Zoom if I kept up my antics in the room.
really?
They're not in a friendly way. Everything was very friendly. They were like, dude, we're going to put you back on Zoom.
You should have went there and like started selling subs and shit.
You know what was weird? In the rooms, you weren't allowed to bring Monster Energy drinks.
Really?
Because they said dudes would come to meetings and drink like 9 Monster Energy drinks and be just as fucked up if they like smoked meth.
That's their right, dude.
But they were like, no more Monster
No more
Energy.
monsters. But you can have coffee though, right?
You could drink coffee, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place
Because
sounds
those
like
dudes
no
drink like
fun, dude.
90 coffees. And the only thing that's cool is people tell these wild fucking
What
stories.
about rock stars? Can you drink rock stars?
I think all
I don't
of,
think
like,
it's brand specific. I think they can.
yeah, I think you just can't come in with the tall boy screw top metal cans.
Like, no,
Really?
this is different.
It does get people itching though.
Yeah. Because, dude, the lady there told me that people would come in with like 4 of them parked next to them and just like crack, like, you know, the big fat Red Bulls?
Yeah.
They would just fucking dong like 5 Red Bulls and just be like skitzing in the meeting.
I always feel for dudes that need to escape their consciousness that
But
hard.
like, you're here to get rid of a cocaine and booze problem, and you just drank 9 Red Bulls.
yeah, but there's dudes that are just like, I feel good when I do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck, man? I
Or
gotta
like,
have
I
something.
need to do something.
I gotta have something. Yeah, I drove up to New York yesterday, up and back, and I watched like a 4-hour video. I mean, this video, it was long. It was about the Christian archetype, like Jungian stuff. But the stuff they talk about is like how basically we all have this gatekeeper in our brains that like decides what we let out, what we don't let out. So there's like your personality is basically a mask.
Yeah.
There's a ton of other stuff that like doesn't see the light of day. And it's really funny thinking about how there are dudes who are just like, or pretty much everybody, you have to keep so much of that stuff back.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when you keep too much of the wrong stuff back,
you just start doing like the craziest shit. And you can't make sense of why you're doing it.
Why? Because you're bottling up all the wrong stuff.
Your organisms rebelling against your persona. So you have an entire organism you have to answer to, but you're like, no. I'm just like, this is who I am. And your whole body,
I don't do that.
Your whole body's like, no, you're not, bro.
And then they go do it.
You start getting fucked up. Like a lot. That's what the whole point is. A lot of those dudes who are like, I'm just sober. I don't fucking touch it. That's all you're thinking about all day, and you're building up the counter position, which is like, you'd be like, I'm gonna get fucked up, and you're like,
yeah, they keep pushing,
and eventually
down.
just fucking breaks out.
Or it goes into like another channel. Like
Yeah.
they'll get like ridiculously into lifting weights and reading the Bible, or like
Yeah.
they just do something else.
What made me laugh because I was like, dude, I was like, damn, it sucks we have to deal with that. But I'm like, if we didn't have that function, every parking lot would be people blasting like the guitar solo of Freebird, being like, yeah, I just queued it up to this point. I don't know. It was just here. I swear I didn't just like happen to get in here and fast forward to this part. It would just be every car people. It'd be arm out the window, just like, I have to fight to not do that. Like every time I get in a car.
I do it, dude. I got Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits in my van.
Yeah, but cranking Bird on that solo. All I want to do is get in a car and crank Bird and act like it. I just so happen to be on like the drop of the guitar solo.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I have
Driving
a CD
a little
player in
faster
my
than
van,
normal.
and I don't have like an aux. So I found the Jimmy Buffett greatest hits CD.
Yeah.
And you can just let it play, and you can pull up at any moment of that CD, and people are like, that dude's chilling. It's like 13 tracks, and every single second of every track, if you pull up with the window down, your arm out, they'll be like, oh, that guy's a good guy right there.
That's what I was geeking on in my car. I'm like, because I'll do the same thing, right? I'm like, I'm going to put this song on, it'd be so cool. And I deny, my ego goes, dude, we're not doing that. Grow up.
Dude,
Stop queuing up sick parts of songs and acting like it just happened that way. Like we're not.
Where are you
this.
pulling up to?
Doesn't matter, bro. Parking lot of the
But
grocery
like
store.
everyone has their windows up these days.
Yeah, but dude,
Like back in high school, everyone drove. I feel like it was more normal not to have like
I
air
saw
conditioning.
a dude do this one time where he had to have queued up Freebird. It was like, you know when everyone gets to start driving in high school?
Yeah.
This dude had Freebird queued on the way out and like drove out fast. And I remember just being like, you motherfucker, dude. You motherfucker.
It's a sick move.
It's such a sick move. I might start exclusive. I might just keep it on a loop.
Yeah, just make a Freebird loop of like, or the beginning.
Not the beginning. I need that. Just want to just fucking pull out and be like, Jesus Christ. Whoa, was I driving a little fast in this parking lot? Didn't even notice.
Sorry, didn't even realize it.
Thinking about lost loves. But yeah,
Dude, I still do that. I turn the bass in my car higher if I know I'm driving by people intentionally. Like I want them to hear this system.
system?
No, not at all, dude.
Ah.
It's the stock Chevy Cobalt system, dude. So you're gonna hear this thing.
People still fuck with
thump.
systems.
No, I don't think.
Is that
I hope
like
not.
where-
some tens.
I
I
haven't
thought
had, like,
about.
a
I might
rattle-
start. Yeah, I thought about
Yeah.
getting tens. 12s are they bump too hard, but some nice crisp. 10s
Like remember
in the
like
trunk.
kids with rattling trunks? They were like
Yeah.
kind of cool in high
That
school.
was
Yeah.
the move, dude. I had a '92 Ford Taurus with 12s in the back. That thing
And
was
it just fucking rattled.
rocking. My check engine light never came off, but my system was hitting, dude. It was like this car sucked. Never got an oil change. Would like crashed it multiple times. It
Having
was
a
the
system is so fucking funny. It sounds terrible. It's such an unpleasant car ride. I've been in the back of those cars, and your chest is just vibrating.
Yeah, I remember this kid
uncomfortably.
that drove me to high school. I'd be like, dude, why are you doing this? This sucks. He'd be like, no, this is fucking sick. I
mean,
my ears hurt. My stomach hurts.
It's bad. It's like it's bad for you.
And he would put on like Wu-Tang.
And
I'd
you
be
can't
like,
hear
this
anything.
sounds better if you shut those speakers.
dude.
Yeah.
It was definitely the coolest thing you could do though. At
Oh, it
like
was-
17 years old.
Oh yeah, pull up.
Yeah.
The system's.
Just being like the Burger King parking lot, just fucking cranking it, dude.
It's funny in high school
That
too,
does
because
rule.
like that would be the coolest thing for like one group, and then another group would have the other coolest thing. So you'd see the whole high school parking lot just filled with like some dudes like burning J's and like listening to Fish, and then like dudes bumping their systems, and
Yeah.
like you'd be like, wait, which like it was just everyone was doing the coolest thing for their subsect of high school group.
Yeah, now everyone's Windows up NPR, dude. It's bullshit.
What are high school groups like? If you're in high school, what are your options now?
How the fuck would I
Fucking-
know, bro?
They-
What? I'm not a fucking pedo.
Oh, I thought you said you worked in high schools for a little while. Dude, that was
I did.
you worked in high schools for a while. I'm not saying you're a pedo, dude. Damn.
Dude, high
did.
schoolers are,
That's your fucking. That's that shit getting out, dude.
Oh, dude, my shadow. That's the shadow.
That's the ped shadow.
That's the shadow.
they're listening to pods, dude.
But I'm saying
Kids
like,
are
Funny, or are you projecting your ped shadow onto me?
I have no ped shadow, dude.
What a strong ego.
No, I'm saying, what are your options now? Like when I was in high school.
I mean, I was in an all black high school, so it was like when I was working there. So it was like, it's not like I mean there is like obviously there's kind of like a diversity within that, but it was
like
more
Joe
or less,
Biden.
huh?
I said it's like a Joe Biden comment.
What do you mean?
That all blacks vote the same. They do the same
No,
stuff.
I'm saying there's diversity, but for me it was more subtle than like if I'm in a white high school, I'm like
you
those are
couldn't pick it
stoners, these
out.
are this, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like there's a different relationship to weed. Like white kids, I've always noticed this when I was younger. White kids and black kids typically have a different relationship to weed, whereas like I feel like white dudes get into it more. By and
Yeah.
large, I'm making broad strokes.
They make it more of their identity.
I'm making broad strokes.
No,
yeah,
you're not wrong.
white dudes make it more of their identity, and black dudes just kind of like smoke weed and like,
Yeah.
just fucking do
Black
stuff.
dudes are always like, "Why are you pulling the bong out? It's unnecessary. Why you got that thing?"
True.
Yeah.
They're not about that. When I pull that thing out, you pull that thing out on them. It's definitely like.
I packed that thing too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like I mean, it was really there. It was more like anime dudes, than like just like actual like nerds. Then you had just like a lot of like cool dudes. There's like a bigger contingent of like cool kids.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really as for me. It was like obviously there's like people play sports, people who don't, but it wasn't as like when I was in high school. I guess too if I went there and was like peers.
Yeah,
I'd
you
be
would
able
know
to-
the layers.
But when I saw it was more just like anime dudes, cool dudes, and then
Any
like,
hot
just
kids?
hard nerds. So what?
Any hot kids?
Say what? Say what? Bro, I was in a trusted
was a
position.
test, dude. It was a
I
test.
was in a trusted position. That is
dude.
so fucked, dude.
I got all my background checks.
You're back. Are you clear?
Clear as a bell.
Me too. I did feel sick. One time I had to get my FBI clearance, and I got a smudge on my record. Nothing.
Wait,
None of
for
those
what?
bad charges. Just trespassing at Grotto's Pizza in Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, damn.
So when they came back, the employer was like, they didn't say what it was. Like, you did have a check, but you're clear for all like the bad shit. And I was like, yeah.
But you never got one of those checks to work. Did you have to get a check to work in the school?
Yeah, hell yeah,
I was
dude.
just checking.
Dude, when I worked as a TA for a year or like half a year, and then summertime came, and then they fired everybody because I was planning on going back the next year, but they got rid of everyone. That it was like a third party that put us there, but two of the people that I worked with fucked kids. Yeah,
Like, fucked kids. It came up.
like they got caught fucking kids or like messing around. I don't know if they fucked kids, but they were messing around with kids.
I think
like
with
clean.
kids, it's like as soon as you kiss a kid, you're good.
Yeah, they did enough, dude.
That is a law.
You were a TA. What grades were these?
High school, so I was with like seniors. I don't know exactly what happened.
How
or,
old were
like,
you?
I was 23 at the time.
And then other kids your age were banging them, or it was like older ones?
I think it was older ones. It was one male with a female student and one female with a male student.
Together?
No. And you didn't call me? No.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
dude.
fucked up. Yeah.
Bad stuff.
That is pretty crazy, man. I would be there, and like, cause I was more there as like a counselor, so I was like sitting there like dealing with like kids like emotional stuff, and I'm like, dude, there are guys that like work that into basically an like a
Yeah.
sexual interaction. It's like, God, what a demon, dude, what a demon.
Yeah.
It's just like those, especially like the priests that would find like wayward youth and then fuck them. It's
That
like,
was
dude,
what they did for years.
You can't just jerk off, dude.
Yeah.
No.
They just not be into that.
Just to see like a teenager like going through it, especially when you're like you deal with them sometimes to be like, I don't know how to break this to you, bro. Like this is not going to get better for a long time because you're a kid and you're like in the care of people who are just completely fucking up.
Yeah, you're like,
And then to be like to be like, I'm gonna fuck this person. It's like, dude, that's
it's
the,
like some kid comes, he's like, my dad's always drinking. You're like, I might get my dick.
that's crazy, dude.
It's like the same thing, you know, like when it, like,
Yeah, like you have to spit that G too. So you'd be like, yeah, I'm not much of a drinker myself.
but you know, like when you're, when you're like younger and you're like, some girl comes to you like and you're working with her, she's like, my boyfriend's such a dick. Like it was our anniversary, and you're like a bell goes off, and you're like, I might fucking bang this. You're like, dude, if I was your boyfriend, I would never do that. Like,
Yep.
Imagine being a priest and it's like, my dad got drunk last night and like didn't show up for my birthday, and you're like, I might get laid. Like,
Dude, it's so fucking nuts.
so sick.
It's so sinister, dude.
What are you gonna do as a new Catholic or as a returning Catholic?
I would get in there and clean that stuff
should
out.
clean it up.
Dude, I swear to God, I think about this constantly. I want to sit and talk to a priest for like 4 hours, dude, and be
You
like,
could
what
do
the
it.
fuck are you guys doing? We're on the precipice of a gigantic spiritual reawakening.
Yeah.
Are you going to take the body of Christ on your tongue or in your hand? Are you letting him place it on your tongue?
When's the last time you received?
I have a gluten allergy, so I don't receive.
Ah, it's beat.
But I
You
would
sip
I
the
would just
wine.
sip the wine. Yeah,
Yeah.
sip the wine.
I haven't received in a long time.
I haven't received. I sit out. I don't receive. It's also that's a sick thing to do too, though.
Well, sit out.
To sit out and be like,
Yeah,
I sinned.
yeah,
'Cause you're not allowed to get in
Yeah.
the body if you've sinned.
You know those guys are sinners, dude.
Who?
The people that are not going up to receive. Like walking past them, you always look at them with shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
true.
That was
Usually you
always-
do.
Yeah, that was always a big thing.
Look
I
at
grew
him
up
go,
Catholic, dude.
Did you?
I get the stuff.
It's the best.
It was
you
alright.
stop going to church?
Like when I moved out of my parents' house. Probably like a year before that.
Yeah, mine was like as soon as I got my license.
Yeah, probably like 16, 17.
Yeah, I would like
I started
drive,
going.
eat a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, and just sit and stare at a wall for 45 minutes and be like, all right, nice. I didn't go to church.
Yeah, I
and
didn't go to
drive home.
church.
Yeah.
Just drive home.
Dude, I went to confession recently. Not recently, probably like 3-4 years ago though.
Just
And then-
for kicks? Or
My
like,
mom was like, "You want to go to confession?" I was like, "Sure." Yeah. I
What'd
was
you
just
drop on?
Face to face or the screen?
screen.
Coward.
Yeah. No, it was my only option.
I know. I
Oh,
think,
like
it would've
through,
been
like, the
crazy if
I
private
think
I
they
was-
screen?
stopped face to face.
They probably did.
It would have been crazy if I was like, "No, I got to tell you some shit eye to eye. Get me in your room."
I used to face to face it.
What'd you drop on them?
Nothing crazy.
Nah.
Yeah.
Padre Pio would have sent you. He would have cursed you out.
Well,
of
dude,
that
I
group.
had like 10 years of sins to let this guy know
Yeah,
about.
well,
so
you're just like, I don't know. Like,
I was like, I lied to people sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, I stole some shit once, but like, we didn't go into it.
yeah.
That in high school, I would like drop it on the priest.
Did
Like,
you really?
Like,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I
I'd be
never.
like, dude, we stole 5 fucking weed plants from Wayne's backyard. He's like, you shouldn't be telling me this. It's like, say 5 Hail Marys, stop doing this.
right on.
Get out of here.
Like, Pastor, we were out there with fucking hedge clippers, dog. You should have seen these things. We were digging them up out of the fucking 2 hands on the root. He's like, what?
Oh, it's so
I'm sorry,
funny.
Father.
Stealing weed plants is a fucked up crime.
Yeah.
I'm not attacking you. I've done things in my past, but that is a disheartening crime.
Dude, it's the biggest adrenaline rush you can get.
When'd you wait to steal them?
It was always at night.
I'm saying like what time of the year?
Like right before they came out of the
you
ground.
wait, so you
Yeah.
waited like okay.
There was always like outdoor plant. It was never like
Yeah,
fucking some crazy shit. But yeah, there was so many people that had like fields of weed. I was
Where'd
telling
you grow up?
upstate New York.
Oh, that's
dude, I
awesome.
was telling Sydney this story that if you bought Google Maps, because Google Maps you can like see a fucking they update it like every couple months, but you
Mm-hmm.
can see some shit. But if you pay for Google Maps, you get like a live update of the earth. And then you can see where people are growing weed plants.
And you
Really?
would take them?
Yeah, dude. You just bring a fucking some hedge clippers and a tarp, and
So you can see what
Pile 'em
like
up,
people are
dude.
getting into.
I don't think it's not like a. They update it much more. It's not. I don't think it's a live.
Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, but we would we would just fucking zoom in on shit and scan the whole neighborhood, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Nuts.
It's pretty sick.
Demon time, dude.
What was the biggest haul you got in terms of
It was a ping pong table's worth of weed.
what?
It was like the whole ping pong table was full, and it was like stacked, multiple feet high.
Damn, that's
nuts.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a good summer, dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, or I guess good fall, but
Fuck, dude, that's awesome.
it's the move, dude.
But yeah, that's been my.
It can fund your high school missions for a long time.
You don't need much, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple $100, dude. You're fucking.
Get you a
rolling
Ford
boys.
Taurus and a system, dude.
True.
Life changes.
Fuck, dude. Gardini, where are we at time wise? I got to do these goddamn
We're at
advertisements.
41.
Perfect. I got to do these goddamn advertisements. Let me see right here. I'm so sorry for the lull. If you guys could come up with something awesome to say, that'd be great. But guys, right now, I'll tell you this, guys. It's a smooth sack summer. Manscaped is making sure you have everything you need to stay fresh below the equator, if you know what I mean. Man. And also, I don't know if anyone's ever trimmed their ball hair, but there's a Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 has it all. The Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer and Weed Whacker nose hair and ear trimmer features skin-safe technology to protect your delicate holes. Jesus. They're waterproof too. Take a look at the Shears 2.0, their luxury nail grooming kit. It includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DRENCHED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code DRENCHED at manscaped.com. It's smooth sack summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. Shave your sack or get monkeypox.
Did you get vaxxed for it yet?
Monkeypox?
Yeah.
No, I took that other vax.
Which one?
Not fucking news.
Football season is about to begin. Get ready for NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets. Experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7 and you win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice. If your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly. Even if your team loses, you win. I don't have any picks. I don't watch this. But DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DRENCHED to get the $200 in free bets instantly when you place $5 bet on any game. That's code DRENCHED. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. DraftKings. Now go win some money. This is your year. Fuck last year. This year, you're coming out on top.
Just keep going.
We did it.
You'll eventually win.
Hell yeah.
You will eventually win. Gamblers ruin. Just keep doubling down. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. But yeah, man. I've been tripping on that.
Do you have to do a gambling addiction thing for that?
Who?
Like, don't you have to do like if you get a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Not my problem.
Oh, all right.
Not my gambling problem. No, I think they have extensive fucking show notes.
All right,
dude,
cool,
gambling addiction is crazy.
It's the only addiction I can't understand.
Only one?
No, I'm saying every other one I can understand like what you're chasing.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
What
Like,
about cigarettes?
what?
What about cigarettes? Sean's desperately addicted to
I
cigarettes.
understand the addiction to cigarettes.
How?
Thank you, Tom.
Well, just because like I have an addiction to like if I drive, I need a bev or a smoothie. I
You have an
can't
oral
just
fixation.
drive a
You have an
car.
oral fixation.
I do. Right? I also need like something to like fuck with if I'm sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
So it could be like this bowl or like even this thing. I picked this thing up and fucked with it a little.
Yeah.
So cigarettes kind of give you that moment.
That's why I smoke blunts so much, because like I like rolling them more than I like smoking.
I'm with you on that. Like
Yeah.
I just told you I just rolled like 100 joints last week. And I don't even really want to smoke them, but I love rolling joints.
Yeah, it's a good time.
But
I love
cigs-
having a ton of joints.
it's true.
Having a ton of pre-rolls at your disposal
really
is so
nice.
fucking sick.
But I don't ever smoke them. Like,
Yeah, I just that's true. But although going to a wedding though, it's nice to have like having had like a couple of joints on you at a wedding.
yeah,
Nice to
it's
pop
always
out.
nice to roll up with like
I mean, I'm
10
purely in
joints.
the future right now, dude.
That's nuts. What's that? 5-MeO DMT?
Obviously, it's okay. Obviously,
No, but I'm
smoking
saying
toad right
gambling is the only like when I see dudes like geeked on fucking heroin, I'm like, that probably feels good. I understand why you're addicted, and you'll get sick if you don't do it. But when I see
Winning
dudes,
money feels good.
yeah, but when I see dudes that like start to like get on like thin ice financially,
Yeah.
the first time, like let's say it's like, oh, I lost my paycheck, I'd be like, I'm not going to the casino anymore.
now. Yeah, but they think they're getting it back.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand like it like every other addiction is like a constant. You're trading it for an immediate gratification.
Yeah, but they're for the gambler, from what I've heard, they're chasing that flow state. You get into a point where you're
Yeah, I
so
guess
maxed out
so,
on
yeah,
adrenaline.
yeah.
It's like win or lose. This is what I've heard. Win or lose is just like you get to a point where you're just in a pure flow, like a completely unthinking state, just sliding the chips across the table.
Yeah, I guess
And
it
it's
shuts your brain off.
Lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, and you just kind of get into it where you're just like, this feeling of like a
And that feeling of like it's coming. Like
yeah, exactly. You lose
Yeah,
yourself.
all
And
right.
dude, like when you win, it's like if you're like betting on sports, like it's just one of those things where I think part of it too is being like, because when I like never got hard into gambling. The first times I went to a casino, I won like every single time, and I started like instantly being like, dude, I might just have like luck's a real thing. Like luck's a thing people will start to like believe in.
Yeah, all
And they'll be
right.
like, I might have luck, and they'll start getting into that and like they bet on the game, like, yo, I might just know what happens in the future. There's
Yeah.
part of you that feels like if you feel godlike when you like win in gambling, you're just
especially if you're doing like over unders and stuff, and you're like,
yeah.
I guess.
I mean, if you put like a bunch of money on red and it lands red, there's like the universe. It's like the universe gives you a sign. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just fucked up, but I would
Yeah.
do it and just be like, "Fuck, dude, fuck. How
Yeah.
far can I take?
I'm
this,
gonna get
dude?
pussy tonight.
Today's my
Yeah.
day." I'm like, dude, I'm good at this.
all right, now I understand all
You
addictions.
get a big payoff. Yeah, gambling's like a serious body load.
yeah, I get
Like
it.
when
yeah.
it's, I was up like $1,300 in craps one time,
And you're just
and was
fucking-
just like, and you start losing it. And you're like, it's pure Schmiegel, dude. You're just like, yeah, no, it's crazy.
I guess I've only gambled like twice.
But that, yeah, true. But I don't have I'm so quick to walk off the table.
Yeah,
I'm up
that's
two-
how,
if
like
I'm
I
up
lost like
200,
$100.
I'm like-
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was up 1,300 and lost like I think like 5 or 6 of it really quick, and I was like, "That's
outta
it."
here. Yeah, okay,
I'm pocketing
yeah.
the 600 and rolling. So
Yeah, when I hit triple digits, I'm out of there. I'll usually bet like $20, and if it goes, like it's
You get like
done.
$170. You're like,
Yeah, I'm out of there for
peace
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll usually go to a casino with like $40-$50, and then
I guess I
drink
just-
for free. Drinking for free is the move.
I guess what I don't understand is like dudes that like lose their house and shit.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, like
You're
I
about to get it
understand that
back.
on like drugs because you're out of your mind. Yeah, I get it.
But you
like,
lost so much, you're like the big one's just
Yeah,
around
the big
corner.
one's coming.
the
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make
adrenaline
this
rush.
all right.
Yeah, it's got to be such a crazy rush to just like know you have no money at all and
know,
just
dude.
put your house on the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels
just feel
so
like-
good, dude.
Yeah.
If
Like,
like just
I'm gonna win
your
this
kid's
back.
college fund. If
Yeah,
you saved up a college, that's the one I always hear about, like gambling away the kid's college fund, and just being like, you couldn't be any more charged up than that. Just watching those ponies run, dude.
yeah, you just lose it.
Your
I
daughter
might get
can't go to
into it,
Penn
actually.
State and get blacked out and have sex with a bunch of dudes now. It might just be a defense mechanism,
Yeah.
actually.
She ends up at DCC.
Teach her a trade. Fuck it.
Yeah,
True.
teach her how to weld.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need more lady welders.
That's if I would come up and be like, I've decided you're gonna weld,
You could. That's the good way to handle it.
and I would just go hit the casino.
And your wife's like, "What happened?" And just be like, "Never mind. I've decided we're taking a more
Never mind.
traditional
Like,
approach."
yeah, I think we're gonna move back to the land. I've sold our house.
I gave it to the church.
Yeah,
All the money's been donated.
so I would just join like the Latter-day Saints. I'd be like, I've had a dream. I'm getting another wife. You're either coming with me or you stay here. But if
Where's
I
the
leave-
money? Be like, "Don't worry about that."
I gave it to the church. You shut your mouth.
Fuck, dude, just smack her. You'd have to say in character for the thing to pay off.
Yeah, you'd have to like dive in. You have to be like, we're Mormon now.
Yeah, like fuck that, fuck money, dude. That shit's
That's the way to go.
that's what I would do if I gambled.
Telling your wife the truth's the worst thing every time.
They're not built for the truth.
You just constantly compound the lie.
You have to.
Just get it more and more complicated.
Yeah, that's the Tony. That's the shit I've been tripping out on the most. Of like how there's a huge part of you that's just constantly filtering so much stuff, and they're like,
Like not letting it out.
just there's so much stuff you can't let out of the bag. Just like even
no.
the there's the smallest little bullshit. I'm telling you, there's stuff like do you ever be in an argument and like you're kind of losing and you just kind of flip a thing real quick where you're like, yeah, this is kind of what I meant.
Every time I argue, dude.
Yeah, I've done,
I
like,
black out in arguments
there's
every time.
there's parts you do it you don't even notice it going on.
Wait, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. So you're saying that
There's a whole world of thoughts within your head, thoughts and potential actions and things you could entertain and proceed with. But there's a lot of stuff you strike down in your head day by day of like, that's not who I am. I don't do that kind of shit
I don't know if I do that.
at all.
I mean, probably some ways. Like I don't.
We're all filtered, but a lot of
Yeah, I'm
times
filtered, but like usually I'm not like.
it's not like burning like huge parts of yourself.
No. I'm saying like I usually.
Talking little shit like I don't like when I would like the Backstreet Boys would come out. Some of their songs were jamming. I'd be like, I don't like that. I liked it,
yeah.
but I'd be like, I don't like
No,
that.
I've been getting into all. I used. I
Of
tell you,
course.
say like
But as you get older, you do. When you're younger,
Like I used to have a CD booklet when I was in high school.
Yeah.
that had like all my CDs in it, and then I had like 2 Cure CDs in my glove compartment.
they rule. Cure rules.
And I would be like, no, I'm not listening. Like, I don't want my boys to know I'm in here listening to Cure.
Yeah. Dude, it takes like one time of the lunch table laughing at you.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
I-
yo, you fuck with Kelly
do-
Clarkson, you a fucking gay, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't, dude. It's fucking 50
I think it's because I
Cent
turned
forever.
40. I think once you turn 40, it all
of
goes
course,
away.
That doesn't
Yeah.
all go away. That's
Like you're just kind of like, this is fucking cool, right?
a
Like,
lot of it.
You're so far from cool at that point that
True.
you're just swimming in
A
the
lot of it
ocean.
melts off. I was laughing like because when I'm like, especially when you're younger, I was. I
Oh, when
was-
you're younger, it's all day, every day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
So you have like
I thought you were telling me like you're still like
No.
turning your T-shirt inside out because you don't want anyone to know that you like.
no,
worked.
no, no. It's not like that. But there's like,
Like you're at the gym, like fuck, I'm wearing these fucking corny sneakers and like my boys. are
no.
here.
There's I'm just saying there can be like entire life paths and all this. You have to do it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You have to self limit.
Oh
What
yeah,
I'm
you
saying
have to
when-
like zero in.
Yeah, when I was younger, I remember being like, I'm a serious businessman and I love business. I just made up this story about myself and my whole body.
I remember this.
My
I was
whole
like
body.
older than you, and I was like, dude, Matt's tripping.
Yeah, I was like, I
Matt got a
convinced-
white Hyundai.
because I was a realtor.
I was like, dude's like 19. He's gonna buy a house off a 19-year-old.
I leased a fucking. I became a realtor. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a legitimate businessman,
and I love business, and I'm going to make $100,000 a year, and my life is going to be perfect.
You
That
got
was
pyramid schemed.
I had pyramid. No, I actually, luckily, somehow avoided pyramid schemes.
I got pyramid scheme.
I got
I got
hard.
introduced. I got introduced to like 2 different ones on 2 different occasions, and I like went with my friend or whoever introduced me and was able to be like, "Nah, this is fucked. Like this doesn't
Dude,
check out."
I was selling Verizon Fios door to door.
Dude, I did
and
that.
every night I would go home and watch like Ray Lewis halftime speeches, and I was like, I'm gonna fire people up tomorrow. I'm gonna get people on my team. We're gonna sell these fucking Supreme packages
Dude,
with
were
the
you
HBO.
doing like the door-to-door shit?
Yeah,
And then like
Philadelphia Elite Group was the name, dude. I was
think,
like,
dude,
that
I think I
sounds
worked
like
for the same. I went on an interview and I was like 20, and I was still in college. And like they sat me down, and they're like, "Dude, you're still in college. We would kind of prefer you to have a degree, but you got something, man. So we're gonna put you on the team."
They saw something in you.
Dude, I went back to my girlfriend at the time and was like, "Yo, I'm probably dropping out of Drexel, and like we should just get a house somewhere." I was like, "Probably stop taking your birth control." Like, I'm about to make like 200 grand a year.
Remember, they literally told me on an interview you can make between 50 and 125 grand your first year.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy,
So,
I'm
dude,
getting the 125.
I
man.
went for my first day.
That's my
right?
plan.
Zero wasn't a thing. I'm definitely not going to make no money.
I went into the first day and I was like, wait, we're just knocking on people's doors and scamming them out of their, like it was, you were selling Verizon, but it turned into something else after 3 months and like their bill went through the roof.
Yeah. Well, there's also these things. I forget what they're called, like a switch. And it's like a thing where you just switch their plan. You're like, I'm going to give you Verizon, but it's going to say it's same plan, but you're going to save $50 a month. It's just, and
That's
then
what it
like,
was.
And then it like switches. Yeah. And
It
then
switches. So I went on my first day and I just like shadowed this guy.
Yeah.
Then my second day, we went up to like 34th and Haverford and we like split up. And I went into this like weird TV repair store. And the guy was like, "What are you here for?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to talk about your Verizon bill." And he like came up to me and like didn't grab me, but like cornered me and was like, "Dude, come in here again and I'll fucking break your nose. Like, this is a scam." I was like, "Dude, I was like, dude, they told me I make 100 grand a year." I was like, "Dude,
you're the golden child."
so I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. Like, they told me I make 100 grand a year. I have no idea what I'm doing." It's just like, "Dude, how old are you?" I was like, 19. He's like, "Fucking go home. Don't work for these jerk offs." So I literally just walked home because I was right near my house and left the other dude.
Damn.
Like, I never went again.
Thank God for that guy.
It was like my second call. I like rolled in. I think I went into the first one and like bought a soda and came back out and like, "What'd they say?" And I was like, "They said the manager will be back after lunch." And he's like, "All right, I'm going to go in here. You go in there." And like, that's where the dude jacked me up. And I was just like, "Dude, I hear you. I swear I'm going to quit right now." And I just walked the fuck home. And then had to go
Damn.
back to my girlfriend. Like,
I needed one of those, dude.
Keep popping those things. Keep popping those things.
but I remember I called Dad too and was like, "Dude, like this is," and he was like,
I
"Dude,
remember that.
you're getting fucking conned." And I
I
was
remember
like, "Dad,
that.
you don't know everything." And then like I had to go home on Sunday. Like, yeah, I got a different job at Chili's.
Yeah, I'm still making $60 a day. You know how I thought I was going to have like a $250,000 in the bank? Yeah, it turns out I'm just going to make $60 a day for a long time.
We got to renew that birth.
I'm gonna
that
bust
birth
for
control.
$35. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, we're probably gonna get married now." Like, this is it.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
what happened to
babe.
me. I fully was like, I'm a realtor. I'm gonna start making money, dude. If I just get 3% of a house purchase, that's like $12,000.
Yeah.
I like went to Brazil being like, I'm gonna make $12,000. I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Like didn't have any money. But yeah, my entire body rejected that. It was
What,
like at a
that-
certain point, just the narrative of being a business. Like I wasn't genuinely interested in it. It was a part of myself that was trying to tweak the narrative.
Yeah, that
That's the
was
thing I
like-
was getting
Yeah,
tripped
no, I
out
hear
on.
you, yeah.
It's a part of yourself that can try to tweak the narrative of who you tell yourself you are. And then when you do that for too long, your body just, there's a whole other side of your body that's just like, no.
Yeah, I did that one. Like in the beginning of a relationship, one time I was like,
I mean, that's every
"I'm
beginning.
done
yeah.
tripping. I'm done smoking weed. I'm done saying bad words. I'm gonna be a good boy and I'm gonna date this." Because like we went on like one date and I was like, "This is not gonna work out."
I remember that.
But I was like, "Nah, you know what? This is my time to fucking grow up." So like, no more smoking dope, no more tripping, no more anything. I'm gonna be a good boy and we're gonna fucking make this work. And
I'll
then
be
like
the sexual pervert.
after like 9 months, it was just like, wow, like I just doubled back. And then when we broke up, I went off the fucking rails.
You
for
went
like a
against the
year.
organism.
It's true. I hear what you're saying now.
That's the whole thing. When you try
Yeah.
to build too much of a one-sided perspective,
Yeah.
you're outside of your conscious awareness. You're building the absolute opposite of that. And that is just all the times you go, no, I'm not going to do that right. And it just goes whoop, in a little bucket. No, I'm not going to. It goes whoop, in a little bucket, little bucket.
And then it adds up.
And then that starts to steer your decision making from the shadows, where you're like,
I could probably go into a wishy-washy. You're like, I'll just get a massage. And you'll literally
start making suds.
You'll still be like, I'm the good dude. And you'll be acting from almost unconsciously from a network of just rejected thoughts and
You
self-concept.
start making suds.
What do you mean?
Seemingly unimportant decisions. It's like, I'm just gonna go this way.
Seemingly unimportant.
I learned that from.
I gotta add it.
I learned that from
AA.
Pervert Park. No, that's from Pervert Park.
Pervert Park?
The guy was like,
I want to go to that AA.
Dude, go to the fucking pet AA. Did you watch Pervert Park?
Yeah.
What's
Did you
that
watch
on?
Pervert
No,
Park?
I've heard of it. What's it on?
It's on Netflix. It's
the toughest watch.
It's one of like 3 things that I've had to shut off.
Dude, I had an aunt that moved to a trailer park in Florida, and I was like, "Oh, let me check this," but it wasn't that one.
It wasn't
I was
Pervert
nervous
Park?
for a second though, dude.
So
I'm
this was
maybe
like
she
a
on some
trailer
shit.
park that was
Dudes throw like bottles at them and shit.
Yeah.
So dude, it was a trailer park that was far away enough where there were no school zones, so
Right.
pedophiles could rent there.
Yeah.
So it ended up just getting packed with pedophiles. So
And
there
now
was-
it's like all pedophiles, right?
it's
It's like
just
a
like
therapeutic community though. They have like dudes in there trying to help you.
yeah, dudes trying to be like
They're all paroled up. I thought it was
it's like a
more of
halfway situation.
Yeah, that's kind of like a half. That wasn't
Yeah.
just like a group of fucking. It wasn't like.
Well,
they
no. I
discovered
think it
new
was
lands.
like they made a spot for them. So it's like they try to get them.
Yes,
jobs,
they did. Yeah.
But they like bury them in fucking warehouses and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't work anywhere if you have a sex crime on a child charge.
Yeah.
But the one dude kept talking about suds.
So
He's like, I was like just trying to watch some porn. So I'm watching like this is fascinating. Then they started interviewing the individual ones about their crime, and I was like, I tapped out. This
now
chick
that what
fucked
fucked
her
me
son.
up was that like all of them, for the most part, all of them had stories of being horribly molested themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dudes are throwing bottles at them. I'm like, I'm watching like, fuck. I'm laughing like, dah. Then the lady was like, I was having sex with my dad for 20 years, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and you're like, oh fuck. But
Yeah,
like, dude,
she like left her dad and then like try to get like set apart like have like a normal life, and like I don't know if she was dating someone or what, but she ended up like you were saying, like had to come back, but rather than have to come back and like, yeah, it turns out I didn't have it as figured out in the world as I thought I did. She started fucking her dad again, so she had to come home and like as an adult and just take up a sexual relationship with her father.
Damn. Dad
I
was
tapped
fucking
out,
putting
dude.
that thing down. What?
Literally, bro. Literally.
I
Dad
tapped
was
out. and
blowing
then
her back out. What?
It's
other
so
dude-
fucked, dude. And you're watching her just being like, that was literally all I knew. That was normal to me. I just turned it
Dude,
off.
the
I'm
other
like,
dude went on a date, right? The guy was like some like he was like just no luck with the ladies type.
yeah.
Finally gets a date.
They ignored him.
The date goes south. He fucking spazzes after he drops his date off. First kid he sees, he jumps out of his car
No,
and
he
tries
drove to Mexico.
to Mexico.
So he was I guess he was in Texas for a
Yeah.
date, and he just fully didn't work out. He was like, fuck this chick. And then it was like he had a critical Elliot Rodgers moment where he's like, am I going to go shoot up a sorority? And he's like, no, I'm going to go to Mexico. And he had tried to abduct someone's daughter down there.
And they beat the shit out of him.
This is on the documentary?
Yeah, he's talking. He's like, dude, I fucked up.
But yeah, he's acting like all these other people have these like stories like, oh man, that's fucked.
Well, no,
You hear
the
that
dude
guy,
with the
you're
suds
like, fuck that guy.
said he was like, yeah, like I was watching porno tapes and my niece and her friends, they were all in the next room having a sleepover.
Yeah, it was-
they're suds. Like I didn't think of it at the time, but I
Yeah.
knew what I was setting up. I knew they were walking in.
Is that, so wait, the kid in Mexico is a sud. Suds.
No, the suds.
That
was
was
the
a
dude
very important
who would
decision. He was
decide-
kidnapping a child and trying to bring him into the
The
country.
dude making suds was like watching porn with his door open, like while his niece and nephew were in the other room.
Yeah.
and he knew that they had to like come through to get a bath.
Also a
towel.
pretty important. That's
an
not a
important
side at
decision,
all.
yeah.
But he acted like it was like, oh, yeah, I'll just. Watch
I
some
see. He
porn.
was bit by bit in it.
Yeah, he was just like
That guy could have been like,
Like
I'm just going to
suds,
check on kids.
suds are like fucking Crocs on or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's a real sud.
Like jerking off in front of your niece is not. It's it.
It's not a sud. That's a
That's
life.
HUDs,
That's a
dude.
But he
life.
tried to play off as a sud.
high alert precision something.
Or like taking the route that cuts through the playground.
True.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's 2 minutes slower, but still, it's a nice walk. And
I mean, where are you walking where you have to cut through playgrounds?
peds,
often.
man, they just roll.
Yeah, it's so
Ped
fucked.
life, dude. I don't know,
Ped life is fucked, man.
but yeah, a lot of them got molested, so you're kind of like, but you might have to put them down, dude.
I mean, I know it's one
It's
of
like
those
a
things.
dog that got the shit kicked out of him. You
Right?
can't.
It's literally you have rabies.
Yeah, he's just like, hey,
You got rabies, bro.
Yeah.
Can't let you out.
I gotta put you down, man. Sorry.
Tale of Old Yeller.
Yeah.
It's I mean, dude, it's literally that. It's such a heinous thing. It's like I don't for a second think I could just like shoot people, but like I always like, could I shoot a pedophile if I caught a dude
Like, this is the other thing I think about all the time. If you get word that a dude's been pedoing your kids,
Oh, you just
do you
kill
call
him.
the cops?
I would kill him.
Or do you roll up? Or do I call the cops myself? Like, I'm about to kill this guy. You better fucking
No,
stop it.
I'd call with the body.
You call with the body?
I'd be like, yo, I have a body.
Yeah, but then you got to do jail the rest of your life.
No, you wouldn't.
Nah,
Clean
you
record?
would. You
With a
would,
clean
dude.
record, if you were like,
I
yo,
bodied
I
a pedo.
snapped.
Because that's what Cain Velasquez is
Sure, you
going
do like
through.
3 years. Actually, it would be sick.
Kane didn't even kill the guy. He shot at him, and he's doing an attempted murder.
Who?
Cain Velasquez, former UFC heavyweight champ.
Why'd he shoot at a guy?
The guy was touching his daughter in preschool, and he found out about it, and then he ran up on the guy and shot at him, but he hit the guy's father who was in the car with him.
See, now you'd have to be meditated. Like, you'd have to like roll up, know where he
Yeah.
is, watch him for a couple days.
That's
gotta
crime.
know.
That's crime of passion.
Yeah, that's
Did his dad die?
no, he's fine. But yeah, also don't be rolling around with your kid when he fucks kids. You know what I
Imagine
mean?
like your dad
True.
gets shot. You're like, yo, dad, can you give me a quick lift? And then your dad gets shot. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, because you're a fucking pedophile.
He had no idea.
Or it's like when you
Dad.
can't hang out with drug dealers, like, yo, they might have enemies. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're hanging with pedos. It's like, yo, the block is so hot right now.
Like, imagine your dad gets shot and you like look at the guy and you're like, I fucked his daughter. Oh, fuck. It's fucked, dude.
It's deep shame. Well,
Not
anyway,
good, dude.
let's go to the page. Now that we're on this
do it.
high note, let's hit the page.
Yeah.